Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next session of the Mariguard Mercenaries, where, well, we're picking up after some kind of bad stuff happened. So, any of our players feeling comfortable with a recap?
Hello, I can do it.
Hello, Emily, but
Yay!
I
What a shock.
please go for it.
So our bad luck crew felt like it was a pretty normal day. We were coming back from the festival at the end, and then we like half of us were drunk. We were about to do the boar races. We were all excited, and then we got an urgent message from Persh being like, "Hello, you are needed for an urgent mission." And so we were all like, "Aw." We went back to we went back to the academy, and took on our new mission, which was to escort a trade vessel called the Heron in transporting a bunch of Banasite, which is this like blue powder that can replace any spell component. It's expensive, and like valuable to KO. We are chosen for this because, like, as we know, Aurelia and KO, like, maybe not so great right now. There's political tensions. We saw General Jarenturo was like doing some shady Kayan like military actions in Aurelia, but the Mariguard is a neutral party, and so basically, because we are a neutral mercenary group, we were hired to sort of like fulfill this request of getting Banasite from Aurelia to Kao, specifically to Portabrook. But there are Aurelian soldiers on this guy's tail, so we're basically there to sort of like defend it from difficulties. It's a pretty diplomatic mission though, and so we were given a new companion, a bard, a face, as it were. Sylvie was
Rude.
immediately put out by this because she was like, "I'm the face of the
I
party," and
thought I
everyone was
was
like,
the face.
No, no, Sylvie, no, you're not, no." um, she got really defensive. And then we met our newest recruit, Meg's character, Kensidine, Kensidine,
Incident.
Kensadine, Kensidan, sorry. Kensidan Nightvine, the lost prince of the elves, which is how he introduced himself, but we can call him Ken. He is a copper skinned wood elf, immediately charming, played us an excellent song about a pair of lovers, like theoretically to get a trolley cake from us, but like really he just wanted to play us a song. It was great. It was a great song about like a lover with honey skin and candy hair, and the guy like eats the lover at the end because she's made of candy and she's delicious. We met our contact. His name is Archibald Silvermane. He is a dwarf. He was pretty like anxious and antsy. Doll insight checked him and kind of figured out like, oh yeah, he's like never done a criminal activity before. Um, and Ken even was sort of like, hey, no judgment, but like, is this Banasite stolen? Question mark. Or she was like, yes, you're not the law, but yes, it is. Um, Maxwell, the rogue instructor, also kind of showed up and pulled Dahl aside to give him some intelligence and was like, "Hey, there's like a group of mercenaries that's in competition with us, the Sons of Kynan, that are probably going to be hired by these people. So like, keep an eye out." So we did keep an eye out for mercenaries, but I don't think we will run into them at least at this point, because of stuff that happened later in the session. Basically, because it was stolen cargo and because Archie was kind of upset, we decided to just like go get our requisition of healing potions from Sekka, and then like go immediately down to the docks to kind of like guard the shipment and maybe like be on the boat. Um, we had a really interesting little scene with Sekka where Sylvie like sort of charmed Sekka into like giving us a discount with the healing potions, which was pretty cool. But then immediately lost all of her goodwill by being like trying to get a sheath for her little wooden sword, soul stick, which Sekka was like, "What the hell, man? What the fuck? No." Um, there was also some struggle. Spring kind of like, because she's an artificer, knew about magical items, and because we're going to be on the sea, she was like, "Hey, do you have a cloak of the manta ray, which is this item that will let you breathe underwater and give you a swim speed?" And it became clear that like Sekka didn't even really know that this was like a thing that they had. And Spring like could have bought it outright, but kind of snapped at Sylvie. Sylvie was like, "Oh, you're a cheapskate," and Spring was like, "I'm not a fucking cheapskate. My parents are in debt. Leave me alone." Um, so essentially, after a really good persuasion roll, Spring managed to convince her to rent the cloak, and also with some help from Ken and Griffiths. So we kind of like three of us kind of went in on this cloak, so now we have it. Then we got our requisition of healing potions, and Ken, this is important. Ken strummed his lyre for the first time in game, other than to play that song, and was like kind of like hamming it up to the crowd. Rolled a nat one, immediately broke a string, and Doll, pretending totally superstitious but pretending not to be, was like, "That's a bad omen, man."
Boy,
And
was
Doll
he
was correct.
right.
We miss you, Frog. Yes, Doll was very right about that. Um, Meanwhile, we met Captain Juno, the Centaur captain. Both of the Brins had a little exchange about trying to think of a seahorse joke for Captain Juno, but I don't think they came up with anything. But it was very cute that both Brins in the party were trying to do that at the same time. We also met the first mate, a lizard folk named Beaks. Um, and But that was not what we were going to be calling him for the rest of the session. Mostly, let's see. We learned also that it was Sylvie's first time on the water, which was interesting because Sylvie is a Triton and like theoretically should have grown up in the water. What's up with that? Um, Between Spring, Sylvie, and Scythe, they managed to like load the crates super fast. The crates were really, really heavy and potentially lead lined. We've kind of Banasite, we learned from some intelligence rolls from Spring that Banasite does some weird shit happens when there's a lot of Banasite around, so that was interesting. Meanwhile, while they were doing that, Ken basically convinced Beaks to reverse his name and go by Scab instead, Scab with a hard K.
Okay.
Which was pretty funny. Ken got seasick and then recovered, and then we took watches, and weird shit did indeed begin to happen. Ken and Spring had a little conversation, and we're in Spring was trying to be like, so what is this lost elf stuff? She was trying to be like, hey, you're trying to like distract us from something. Like, tell me about yourself. And Ken like very artfully like dodged every question because he's a bard. Um, uh, then a coconut fell out of the sky and hit him on the head, and he protected his lyre, which was very cute. Spring was also like, "What the hell?" Like, kind of forgot about the Banasite on the ship and just like spent the rest of like did they ate the coconut, especially because it was a Ceresian coconut, which is like nowhere near here. They ate the coconut, but Spring was really freaked out about like, where did the coconut come from? Oh my god, what kind of bird could carry a coconut?
A
Um,
swallow.
Swallow. Obviously, we know that out of character,
Two
but
swallows.
Spring has not seen Monty Python.
Lined together.
Yeah.
uh, then on his watch, Griffix had a really interesting little conversation with Artie about Archie, Archie's family, and it was kind of like implied that he didn't love doing illegal things, but he was kind of doing this for his family, and if he didn't, quote, a whole lot of people might get hurt. So that was interesting. Out of character, Penn jokes that Rick Griffiths, with his terrible perception check, missed the Kraken that was just to the right, which was
It was a
you know,
Leviathan, not a
well,
Kraken.
well, yes, but
There's a huge difference.
similar vibes. Um,
Okay.
Scythe had on her watch. Scythe had her mask that she got from the fortune teller, and failed a wisdom save, and had this vision of being in a moonlit courtyard in an ancient city that she couldn't name at the beginning of the vision. And she had a vision of like calling down moonbeams to sort of uh, like drive back the creepy shadows that were trying to entangle her. And then she got a premonition of the name of the city, which is Silver Moon. And she knew that it had meant something to her at some point, but she couldn't remember what. She almost threw the thing into the sea, and then didn't, and then also noticed that her gauntlets were manicured in this like purple gradient. um, Pen and Doll, on Sylvie's watch, Doll and Sylvie had a conversation about racism, sort of, wherein Sylvie was
We
sort of
explore
like,
deep themes here, guys.
yeah, Sylvie was trying to like figure out it, like if Doll had an issue with Ken because Ken was a full elf and Doll is a half elf, and we got the information that Doll had never met his father, who is an elf. So he's like, I don't fucking know any elves. Like, and she was like, your dad though, and he was like, I don't know my dad. And so they kind of talked in circles a little bit.
Put
Um,
forth a very valid theory that Ken could be Doll's dad.
yeah, which I
Maybe.
can't. Yeah, I don't like.
They're
So
both wood elves.
Doll was not
That's it.
Paul was not about it. Paul was not about that. And then sort of like then was sort of like, wait a minute, you believe him that he's a prince? And Sylvie was like, I don't know, he has good bone structure. And then they kind of turn the conversation a bit like, hey, what's up with you not knowing being on the water? And then Sylvie got defensive. So that was basically their. While O'Dell also was like, I think you overestimate how curious people are about other people. Um, After that point, we finished our long rest and we got through about 3 days of travel, during which the weather kept worsening. And on day 3 of travel, we all got knocked off of our feet from a well, not all of us, some of us got knocked off of our feet from a really big wave. Um, Sylvie was like having a ball with it, jumping and dancing around, and didn't tie herself down the way that most other people did, and as a result, fell overboard. And was suddenly like 70 feet away from the boat. Fortunately, like she's a Triton and can swim, and she also cast water walk on all of us, which was huge. Um, but she can breathe underwater; she's fine. But like the boat was really far away. Ken brilliantly threw up dancing lights, which I still think is like such a fucking smart use of that cantrip. So like the boat, we had like a little flare basically, and then an actual leviathan came out of the deep to eat our ship. Um, we
Sure
mostly
did.
we mostly survived. The boat got slammed around. Doll got slammed around by water tentacles, but like dodged. Scythe kind of like helped him out. Ken and Spring cut themselves free so they could help Griffix, who was kind of like drowning and like kind of had been tied down and was having trouble getting free. So Spring cast air bubble on him and then promptly like fell down the deck and like got hurt. But just FYI, Griffix, you have an air bubble for 24 hours. Um, a couple of crew members were missing that Sylvie found the bodies of, but as Scythe like found Sylvie, Doll spotted Sylvie and pointed her out to Scythe. Scythe ran on the waves to kind of like get Sylvie, and by the time she was out there, the Leviathan had pulled the ship down. And so Ken, Spring, and Doll were kind of like pulled underwater. Ken and Doll were both knocked out. Spring stayed conscious. Um, and like fortunately had the cloak that was like keeping her so she could breathe underwater. And then they all basically got spat back up on the beach. As far as I know, they are mostly spat back up on the beach. Spring was just released from like she was all like tied up in the ropes. And Ken and Doll had just like helped her get out. Sylvie's bag with her transcription paper is gone, so that's fun for us.
Fuck.
Um, uh,
Percy's
and
gonna be so mad.
yeah, Percy's gonna be so mad. Ken prestidigitated all the salt water off of the 3 of us, but I think right now we are in 3 groups of Spring, Ken, and Doll, and the other 3, Scythe, Griffix, and Sylvie, I think are elsewhere, but it's unclear to me exactly where
We
they
were
are.
pushing the boat with
Oh,
the
that's right.
crew members who
You were
didn't have
pushing the
water
dinghy.
walk.
Yeah, you were pushing the dinghy, and so I'm not sure how far away we are from each other at this point, but I'm pretty sure that the other 3 of us are like grounded on a piece of land, and that's where we picked up.
Okay, so well done. You have recapped basically every detail of what happened this session.
Nailed it.
So,
What's the name of the captain? You didn't get
You know,
that.
Juno.
Oh, she did say it? Oh, my
She
bad.
did say it, yeah.
You know,
I also just like that name, so I remembered it.
She's also a centaur.
She also eavesdropped on mine and Doll's conversation. It was.
I mean, you were right there.
I mean, she could have been polite.
It was her ship.
Yeah, I guess. You also weren't quiet about it. Anyway,
And
I'm
it was
gonna-
funny.
I'm going to push the clock ahead a little bit for the sake of our sanity. One moment, please. Okay. As all of you gather, the 3, Sylvie, Griffix, and Scythe, pushing along the dinghy with the remaining crew, including Captain Juno, you, taking advantage of the waterwalk spell, makes the moving through the water extremely convenient. You push the boat along until you see the shipwreck inside a small cove, and there is a sandy beach where you can see floating colorful lights over the boat, which you remember Ken had used those earlier.
Okay, so he's
you-
probably still alive. Right, like that stuff stops if you die, right? Perfect.
Arcane check, because I don't have that. Well, I don't have dancing lights.
You
Does
would
it take
know.
concentration?
You
You're
would know.
a sorcerer?
Yes. A simple cantrip like that goes away if you perish.
Okay.
Ken's alive.
Yes. He should be over there.
Good news.
So,
Push.
We
all
head in
can
that
see-
direction.
Yes, I'm. As
Oh,
I
thank
said.
God. Scab survived.
They all are wet and anxious. But one moment here. It's almost peaceful. The gales and rain can be seen crashing into the waters out and away from shore, where beneath the waves, perhaps a leviathan still awaits. You've all heard the stories. A colossal monster, a serpent made of water, a creature rumored to have been fathered by Nier himself to remind sailors the dangers of the oceans.
Bothered.
Yes. The cove the Heron's shipwreck has nestled in is calm. From here, you can see that the sandy beaches of the shore reaches far around the island, and long, winding cliffs loom out and over the water in places, making the island look as though a titan took an enormous bite from the rock. As you look inland, dense forest covers the landscape, and at this moment, I'd like everyone to roll me perception.
Perfect's coming in hot with that 5.
Maybe a little distracted.
Oh my God. It's a pile of garbage rolls.
Listen, we're all tired, okay?
15 is respectable.
Yes.
15 and 17 are your best. Okay. As you look inland, a delicate mist, or maybe a fog, seems to gather around the treetops, even through the rain, and it gives the woods a crown of white. Despite that, temperate and green, the land looks almost untouched. And as your eyes scan the surroundings, you don't seem to spot any sign of civilization except for Sylvie and Scythe. You do. Just near the base of the mountains that thrust upwards from the dense greenery of the forest, you both spot a tower. Isolated and lonely, the tower seems out of place amidst the woods, and from here, it looks like the tower is miles from your little cove as it pierces through the thin layer of fog. If you squint your eyes, Sylvie, with your 17, you're fairly certain a tendril of smoke trails from the top of the tower into the air, swirling with the mist around it. Sylvie, also, with your high perception check, you happen to spot, among the canopies of the trees on the opposite side of the mountain, the leaves shuffle and shift, and you spot the silhouette of a person dropping just beneath the canopy. You didn't exactly see who or what, but the timing of that sudden shift matched the turn of your head, and you get the feeling there are others on this island, and they know you're here.
First question. Are we all together?
Yes.
Okay. First and foremost, who needs healing? Raise your hand if you're fucked up.
I could
Pretty
use a little help.
Perhaps we should.
Effed up.
Ken is gonna go talk to the captain, and I've read a book or two about, sailing voyages. After we rest, we should try to leverage the ship from the waters, right? And then repair it. There's plenty of trees.
That's not happening.
That's what they do in the books. They
Not
leverage
with-
the ship.
There's what, 5, 6, 9 of us?
I mean, but some of us have magic. That
First
should
and
help.
foremost, we need to get back into fighting form because this island
Yeah,
is
no,
not empty.
I said rest. We should rest and.
Ireland, what do you mean isn't empty?
I just saw somebody in the tree line, and there's a tower up that way with smoke, so somebody's here.
Oh, maybe somebody can help us get the ship out of the water.
We can't bank on that though. So
Uh,
the worst of you come up here. I have a couple lay on hands.
The
Y-
captain
yeah, we'll
looks
rest and
between all
everything.
of you and says, all right. I've heard enough for the moment. Our priority should be to get the Heron back seaworthy. We have some tools. My crew can start working on that. In the meantime, you're all here are hired for protection, aye?
To our best ability.
Well, what will be best is if you could scout out the immediate area while we get to work on this boat.
We don't want to rest a little bit.
You can take a rest. I just mean our first priority is not to run into the woods looking for people.
Hi, Captain.
Yeah.
And you see that she's like looking at the crewmen that did survive, and they look exhausted and like pressed, like they've never been this pushed.
Is
in
it
their
still
lives.
raining?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's not as crazy a storm as it was out on the water, but it is raining.
Can put together a lean-to, get some shelter.
Well, let's get moving, people.
Sylvie is gonna put a hand on Ken's shoulder and a hand on Spring's shoulder and give them both 10 points each if you lay on hands.
First mate
Okay.
Beaks approaches and says,
Have you any more for a lowly first mate?
I'm gonna give him one of my healing potions.
Thanks. I try to keep some in reserve for emergencies.
Much appreciated.
and he drinks the potion immediately. And then, you didn't see it, but he reaches behind him and pulls a splinter of wood out from his back.
Oh shit! Lead with that. Jeez.
I
Alright, I'm
try
just
not
gonna-
to make a problem of the little things.
That's not little.
That was
I'm
like the
g-
mast of the ship in your torso.
The
Okay,
potion
I just
helped,
am-
thank you.
I'm,
And he
I'm
makes
marking
his
off
way
the
back.
potion, so
Okay.
now I have one left.
There
Um,
we go.
Ken
Take
is gonna
go.
find a rock or a piece of sand to sit down and take a short rest in, hoping that other people will do the same.
Scythe gonna start building a lean-to like over Ken.
Okay.
So that
Yeah,
he
I
gets,
think Spring will
like,
help.
shelter,
Spring will help with that.
because she's not injured. Like somehow she managed to go through that whole fight without getting fucked up.
Me too.
So
You weren't on the boat for most of it.
yeah, I
Sylvie.
jumped off the boat
Same.
to chase after Sylvie. So I'm gonna roll survival for that,
Okay.
just to see what kind of.
Sure.
Can I
Roll me
help?
survival.
I'm not
Aw.
proficient in survival,
Real quick,
but I have artificer skills.
do you happen to have woodworking tools on you at the moment, Spring?
I have.
She can make them right.
I can have any tool I want.
In an hour.
In an hour. Yeah, I don't. I have alchemist supplies, smith's tools, thieves tools, and tinker's tools.
Are you proficient in survival?
I am not.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll me a Tinker's Tools check, and if you roll decent enough, you can provide scythe advantage. It's just you're
What is
using the
it?
wrong tools for this job.
Sure. Is tinker that would be my intelligence
Yes.
for tinker's tools? Cool. Intelligence proficiency. Great. $15?
Okay, scythe, roll it with advantage.
Yay! That first roll was garbage. That's
Okay.
much better.
With Spring's
Thanks, Spring.
assistance, a lean-to is constructed over you, Ken. It is perhaps humorously bound together with like brass wiring from Spring's tool set, but it is holding together well enough. You have shelter. So before we get anywhere else, the captain, Archibald, and the first mate have their own motivations on what to do right now. But what you guys want to do on this island and how you handle it is entirely up to you. You're shipwrecked.
Sorry.
As they go about working and everybody else takes a rest, hopefully, Ken is going to do a little song about getting ejected from the sea. For a song of rest for everybody that
Needs the
is
rest.
resting. So one
Are we sure resting?
1d6 of
It looks
hit
like it.
points.
Sylvie's keeping an eye on the tree line because she fucking saw someone.
Roll
And she doesn't
perception.
need to rest, so she's actively patrolling. Perception. Terrible. 13.
Okay, you are watching the tree line. The tree line is a pretty much abrupt beginning. As soon as the sand hits the edge, it's like trees immediately there. The tree line and the forest beyond looks pretty dense. Looks like it'll be difficult to navigate. That's what you get with the 13. You don't see anything approaching. You don't see any movement. Okay. Anybody who's taking a short rest, go ahead and take a short rest.
Can you roll your Song of Rest for us? Oh, did you do that already? Is that the D6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 6. I think Doll should be able to get that too.
Doll is really injured
Doll
and
says
very
something
quiet.
confident but sly.
I have a dumb question.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Are there fish in the water?
Do you look?
Yes.
So you stop watching the tree line and you go check out the water. Roll me survival.
Okay.
I'm going to spend another.
18.
Doll really was fucked up. There definitely is fish in the water.
Can she stick her head in the waves and just say, "Hey,
I don't know. Can you do that?
can you come here?" She can communicate with fish just racially. So she's trying to get their attention.
Okay.
I got food for you if you come here.
What is the nature of this? Is this a racial feature?
It is a racial feature. It's dumb. Emissary of the sea, you can communicate simple ideas to any beast, plant, elemental, or monstrosity with a swimming speed. They can understand your words, but you cannot understand them in return. Oh, this is gonna be complicated.
Okay. Yeah, a couple of let me roll. Let's see what you catch the attention of. Roll for sea creature. Emerging from the submerged sand, a small crab just appears up out of the sand, looks up at you with both
buddy.
eyes blinking. It doesn't say anything to you.
Well, shit. Language barriers. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. You cast Speak with Animals.
All right. Can you understand me?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey. So you saw all of that, or maybe you didn't. Did you see our ship wreck?
Yeah, why do you think I was hiding?
Yeah, sorry about that. That was not our
That was
our
scary.
plan. Yeah, it was.
Imagine
kinda
the
lost-
biggest thing you've ever imagined was suddenly flying towards you.
Yes, crazy. I'm sorry. I will try to make it up to you. I kind of
Always
lost
forgiven.
something.
Okay.
Thank you. I kind of lost something in the shipwreck, and I was hoping you might be able to get some friends up and look on the ocean floor for it.
Are you trying to make a deal here? What do you
Yeah,
want?
I lost my bag, and I would really like it if you could find it
What's a
or
bag?
try. It's a container.
That didn't
It's
help.
like a shell that's soft.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Do any of us have our bags? Could she point to any of us?
Yeah. Wait, I'll stick my head up. Ken,
Yes.
do you have a bag on you?
Do I still have my bag on me?
No.
Shit.
Oh, damn.
Does anyone have a bag on them?
So Griffith
I
still
hold
has
up her
his bag. Scythe still has her bag.
Great. Can I show it to this crab?
Okay. I've been trying to figure out how to be useful here. Finally, something, anything. What's
I
up?
take the bag and I go back underwater. I hope you don't care.
You watch as Sylvie dunks your bag into the water.
It's already been underwater for a while.
Okay.
It's not what I expected her to do, but sure.
Mr. Crab, this is a bag. This is my soft shell. It looks like this.
Okay, you can call me Shacucius.
Shacucius. That is an amazing name.
Thanks.
Is that a family name?
Mm-hmm.
Are you like a junior?
No.
Okay, well, hey, I'm just wondering. That's kind of cool. Right, I'm looking for this. Do you have friends or family? I'll feed you all.
I have plenty of family. They're all throughout these. What? This is what you need? One of these?
Yes. Well, I'm looking. It should be at the bottom of it, probably on the sand somewhere down below, beneath this area.
Oh, and you want us to go find it?
I would love that.
What's in it for us?
Whatever you want. What do you want?
Food.
Okay. What do you eat?
The crab conveys to you what crabs eat.
I will get so much of that for you.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh yeah.
If you mean it.
I do. Yarr, 23.
Okay, the crab, Shacucius, looks at you, kind of
Shacucius.
bobbles its eye stalks, and you see it just kind of its crab claws on the sand as
Thank
it's
you,
walking around, and you suddenly hear a bunch of chatter. And you understand it, so you hear, yeah, what is it? Okay, we're going. Just like suddenly,
Yeah.
crabs begin to emerge out of the sand. Lots of crabs. Hundreds of crabs.
Oh shit.
Like, you
Okay.
watch as, like, the sand seems to roil and boil with crabs. Even underneath you, you see them coming out of the ground.
Oh shit, I don't know if I can feed this many crabs. Is what Sylvia's thinking.
Spring is looking over like super alarmed. Like Sylvie, Sylvie, are you okay? What is happening?
Yeah. I'll explain it as soon as I'm done negotiating.
Can you control these crabs?
I think so.
You don't-
The
Okay.
Sylvie
crabs,
shows the bag to as
You
many of the
cooperate.
crabs as possible.
many of the crabs are, like, watching it with their eye stalks moving. Many of the other ones are just paying attention to the first crab that summoned them. And there's, like, it's like a whole... You understand what they're saying.
A crab.
It sounds like
cacophony.
a crazy, like, town meeting. You can't really piece together any one word, but eventually all the crabs begin to just like make their way down the embankment down into the drop.
Ah, awesome. So Sylvie comes back up above the waves and hands the sopping wet bag over to Griffiths. Thanks. This might actually work.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I realize now that it is kind of wet.
It's been soaked before. I don't know what I was expecting, you know, but
I
I'm
could-
glad it would be useful.
Yeah. So, guys, group huddle. The crabs are looking for my bag.
Can I roll Arcana on like whether magical paper would survive underwater?
You would just know that it would.
It would. Okay, great.
Yes.
Scythe just nods.
I had
The
like a
crabs are looking-
shitload of pearls in there too.
The crabs are looking for my bag sounds to her like a very reasonable thing.
They
She just
can they
nods.
find my bag too? That would be.
Well,
Yeah.
I said a bag. The concept of bag was a little complicated. So they might find your bag. I hope they find everyone's bag.
What
Cool.
did you trade?
Oh, we have to feed them.
What do crabs eat?
Spring, what do crabs eat?
Roll me anybody who wants to roll nature.
I'm deferring to our walking almanac. Why is that
15.
I'm not gonna roll it because Ken actually asked. He asked what crabs eat.
Man, that was great. For both.
Scythe and Spring, you know that crabs they can eat algae, they can eat nuts, they can eat small game, they can eat clams and other small fish. They're kind of omnivorous.
Okay. Ken is
Oh,
gonna
well, they're
start
hunting
looking.
bags. We need to hunt.
Clams. Nuts.
Ken is gonna start looking for clams and algae along the beach.
Can I
Absolutely.
ballpark the number of crabs that I sent forth on this mission?
Yeah, roll me
And
intelligence.
Spring
Look like a
calculate
thousand.
this is like exactly Spring's bag. She's like, cool.
Did
I
she
can
see the
calculate how
crabs
much
too?
food. Oh yeah, she asked you about them. She
Everybody
was like,
saw
this
the
is-
crabs.
Everybody saw the
Alright.
crabs.
So
They were
many
not
crabs.
Spring do that
But-
instead because I have a negative modifier to my
you
intelligence.
would like to try to calculate how much food they need.
Spring, you only saw the crabs that were above the water of the ocean. So
Fabulous.
Well, then we'll multiply that by like 10.
I rolled
Okay.
it.
What do you want me to roll? What do you want me to roll for this?
Okay,
I thought
hold
it's
on.
an
Jesus
intelligence
Christ.
check.
To estimate the number of crabs that emerged, Spring can roll intelligence based on the ones that she saw above the water, but Sylvie, you know there were
24.
way more than that.
Yeah, well, I'll be able to like extrapolate from there.
Spring, you
24.
saw maybe 200
Oh my
crabs.
god.
200? Just that we saw? Oh,
We're
Jesus
fucked,
Christ.
guys. Alright, so when the
This is
crabs
what
come back with our
crabs do.
bag, and when the crabs come back with our bags, and they inevitably riot because of the lack of food, I hope you're all ready to take on a shitload of crabs.
We need to.
What do I roll to what does Ken roll to like start gathering some food?
Survival. The roll is survival.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Need to like find some big game or something.
You
What do you think, Griffix?
I think we either take the dead bodies and move them a lot farther away from the water, or we move them a lot closer, depending on the how we want to handle the situation.
I don't know that we want to disrespect the dead bodies.
No, we're definitely gonna properly
Killer
bury these.
crabs.
Yes.
You know, anybody with a nature proficiency knows that if you bury those bodies in the sand, they will get eaten
The
by
crabs
crabs.
will eat them.
Okay, but it'll be properly buried, and after that, nature takes its course.
It's not our problem then.
Well,
Yeah.
Sylvie, as a paladin, you are aware that once they are put to rest, whether they're buried or not, their soul is already passed on. So the respectful thing is to just put them to rest.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that as a cleric,
You're not
I
a
wave.
Paladin.
as a paladin. What's my class?
Griffix, what are you saying?
I wave my hand, use mold earth to create a reasonably deep grave in one shot.
Yeah, you can do that.
Nice.
You can do that in 6
Oh.
seconds. You can just make a grave.
Right. So, would you like to do the ceremony right now?
Yeah. I mean, the sooner the better, because after their souls are to rest, then it's a potential crab food.
You look at the body and you notice one of the crewmen's bodies. It's clear the leg has been gnawed on a little bit.
Bye.
Not a crab.
Yeesh.
Roll me a nature check.
Like, you're weirdly good at nature. Please help.
You want me to take a look?
Yes, I would much rather you do than I do.
Well, that's a terrible roll.
Even with a 7, the DC's 5. You're aware
Oh,
that
okay.
it's clear. The bite marks are not that of a sea creature, at least not one that would be around here. It looks almost reptilian, like a crocodile bite.
I
These
look
are
at
reptile too.
Scab.
Beaks is pointedly hiding behind the captain. And they're having a conversation, but he's like side-eyeing over to the wall.
Oh my god!
He got hungry.
Well, then it shouldn't be a problem that the crabs eat them as payment. So, Sylvie's gonna start dragging the bodies into the grave.
Okay,
I make one grave for each of them.
Graves?
sure.
Yeah. And yeah, okay. Let me know when the ceremony's done. I have another idea, but one at a time. Would you?
Okay, I'll speed run. Okay. She's gonna close her eyes and put her hand on her holy symbol, the little pearl around her neck, and she's gonna think, Lady of Radiance, if you see fit to bestow these 3 poor souls a second chance, I would be
crap.
grateful.
3. I make another grave. I only made 2.
Their death was unfortunate. And, now they're gonna be crab food, so that kinda sucks. Amen.
As a paladin, roll me a charisma plus proficiency check.
Yeah. That'd be a persuasion. Terrible. 12. Can I reroll? Anybody? Anybody? Emily, don't you love me?
Is this worth spending an inspiration on?
I would
And
reroll. if
how
I
did the
had
party
one.
die?
Sorry, I'm not spending my inspiration on that.
You feel
You
heard.
love me.
You feel heard. You feel
Oh, wait.
confident these souls are put to rest.
Okay. Who am I? Sylvie will look at Griffix and say,
Okay. And then just close the graves.
Okay. The sand just.
That was
over
your
the top of
idea?
them.
It was to just finish the burial?
No. Now, you see, what happens is when I realize that I have the ability to raise up dirt, we have a boat that's half in dirt, half,
Oh.
in water. I start, with the sand, how much of a land bridge can I just make between us and straight to the boat?
Well, the fun thing about mold earth and what makes it different from shape water and other spells like that. Typically, a cantrip only lasts for a limited amount of time, but mold earth, once you've moved the earth, it stays there. So, the answer to your question is as much as you have time for.
All right. I basically make myself like a little isthmus that takes me like 10 feet out, and it's like it's working. I turn to, hey, Captain, I
Hey,
got in. I've got some. I might be able to help you. I'm just wondering how you think we can work this out. Is like, can like create rocks and dirt and support the boat at different angles, or lower the dirt to get the boat back in the water? This seems like it's a great way of helping us get out of here.
if you could make a
But
dry dock that we can get the keel up out of the water, that would make all these repairs perfectly easy.
And
okay,
from what I've read, it's easier if you empty the cargo and then leverage the. Yeah, and then you
Okay.
pull it up, and then you fix it, right? And then you launch it back into the water.
If we need to get the cargo out of the ship before we can actually get some real repairs done, but it's half submerged, so.
Yeah.
And it looks like we have, and she's like looking over at the boat. She says, it looks like we have maybe 8 crates left of the original. What were there? 14? And
Well, that's not so bad.
Archibald just
That's more
nods.
than half. That's more than
Way
half.
more
That's
than I
great.
thought was going to be left.
Well, with 8 crates of banasite, we have quite a leveraging tool if we need to use it here. But let's get it out of the boat first. And she like waves to Beaks, and the captain and the other 2 crewmen begin making their way into the shallows to try and get to the ship. Anybody
just
who
kinda
wants
whispers.
to,
Go ahead.
anybody who wants to assist can. What were you gonna say?
Ken is gonna keep looking for more food for the crabs, just in
I was
case.
just going to say that Sylvie would look at the group of her team and say, should we tell the captain that Scab kind of ate the bodies? Or is that like not our business?
I think she knows.
Ugh. Weird.
Anybody who's proficient in nature or history is aware that lizard folk kind of do that.
Okay.
It's kind of
Um,
just
I
accepted.
rolled shit on my survival roll.
What did you roll?
To try to find more. I rolled an 8.
Oh.
So can I go? Besides, like, is just I don't know, getting sand in her armor and hates all of this and just goes to decides that she's going to be more useful just applying her strength to the crate problem and goes
Sure.
to help them with
Okay.
that.
Spring is going to she keeps her multi-tool like close to her at all times. It's attuned to her and everything. So I'm imagining that she made it through everything with this. It's on her belt. So yeah,
Yes, you have
cool
your
for her to have
multi-tool.
multi-tool. She is going to spin some dials and fiddle with it so that she can also help mold Earth to get the bridge. So they have double time with the bridge.
Sure. It's just a
But
cantrip.
her mold Earth looks different and is kind of like more scientific. It's like a little Earth mover thingy that's like pushing things around.
Okay.
Sylvie's helping Ken find food.
All right. So we're gonna address these things separately. Sylvie, sorry. Wow. Spring and the crewmen are hauling the crates off of the shipwreck.
Scythe and the crewman.
Wow. So many S names. Why'd you guys do this to
There's
me?
a lot of S.
It was completely random.
Scythe and the crewmen are hauling. I need Scythe to roll me athletics with advantage. Griffix and Spring are making a dry dock, basically. You're lifting the boat out of the water using mold earth, which you can do little bits at a time. However, in order to prevent the boat from breaking more, I'm going to need spellcasting checks from both of you. And then Ken and Sylvie, you guys are looking for food. I need
We're making the
survival.
world's weirdest crab buffet sans the crabs.
Rolled a survival a while ago when you called,
What did you roll?
said that it was a 20, not a
Okay.
natural.
Awesome.
Aw. Okay, now can I have a reroll? Please.
To find, you're looking to find food for the crab.
We gotta
Yes.
pay the crab army.
Yeah, you gotta take an inspiration
Thank
for
you,
that.
Emily.
I
That's
love you,
way
Ken.
better. I love you so
So an
much.
18 and a
That's
20.
way
Wait.
better.
I'm gonna add more to your roll because as Sylvie looks for food alongside Ken, he's gonna play her a little ditty.
Are you gonna-
between
Does that give me something? Or is that just
yeah,
Yeah.
bardic inspiration.
Oh,
So I
cool.
believe that's a D8.
Yeah, 1d8.
Man, that's
Okay,
21.
so 21 and a 20. The
That's
two of you, I need to know what kinds of food you're looking for.
Specifically clams and seaweed and plankton and stuff along the
Okay.
Sure, we can
anything
find
along the
stuff
beach.
just washed up on the beach.
Well, the good news is
And we're
there's
gonna
a
look for
store.
little pinholes in the
Okay.
sand, and we're gonna dig for the clams.
Okay. With those survival checks, you find plenty of clams. However, there was a storm, and so there is lots of seaweed that is just washed up onto the edges of the beach. It's kind of hard to not trip over it as you're sorting around, and you realize, oh, crabs eat this shit. So you start gathering that up as well.
We're gonna pile all of our haul right over top of where the bodies are.
Yeah, over
Gruesome.
those graves.
Okay,
So they're not using them anymore.
that's fair.
And if Iridia sees fit, they may get a second chance.
If there's anything left.
All you need is a little bit.
Sure. Anyway. Can I get spell attack from Griffix?
Sure.
So a spellcasting roll, typically like anything that is a spell attack, or if you want to roll it instead as your spellcasting modifier plus your proficiency, that's fine too. But if you have like firebolt or anything like that, that usually works.
Oh, sure. How about, it's got that freezing ray thing.
That'll do it.
Frost ray.
I'm not asking you to use freezing ray, I just need to know how well you manipulate mold earth around this boat.
Yeah. So I'm like, I just, was it one action? How do I use it in this circle? Oh, that's because it shows up in the window.
Correct.
I remember this. So if I click on... Why isn't it showing up in the window?
If you click... Okay, so if you're looking at your spell, you should be able to click on the little
okay.
button next to... There you go.
There it is.
20. A 20 and
Haha.
a 23. With your efforts combined, you manage to create this almost like a land embankment around the bottom of this boat as Scythe and the other crewmen are hauling the crates out of the boat. It's a little bit precarious, and the mold earth that you've already molded, there are moments where when you release concentration on that soil, there's a risk that it'll suddenly give way back into the water. But you rolled well enough that the mold earth that you do build up, and you basically hold it in place like clay, the water does not wash it away immediately. And as you're working at it, the boat lifts up and up and up until it is almost upright, and as the last crate gets lifted off, the entire boat seems to lean over towards land, but it does not fall into the water, and it does not take any more damage. Well done.
Yay!
Huzzah!
The 8 crates of Banasite look a little battered, but intact. You can see the little glint of gray metal peeking out from between the metal planks that are the compositions of the crates. And as they're all set down on the sand, the captain's like looking at them. And she looks at you, Sylvie, and she says, "You said there might be other people on this. Sorry. Emily, you hot mic'd that whole sentence. It's okay. You said there might be other people on this island, eh?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Can you bury these as well? Maybe away and more hidden than the others?
I mean, I don't know why you're looking at me.
I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at
Well, you said
Griffiths.
Sylvie, so.
I'm looking at your spellcaster friend there.
Yeah, okay. Go. Yeah, sure. I'm sure they can dig more.
I'm not talking to you.
You said Sylvie!
You
I
did.
thought you were the face of the group, Sylvie.
Oh.
You said Sylvie Echo.
I asked you a question if you knew there were people on the island. Now I'm talking to your friend.
Oh, shit. Sorry. She just wanders off.
So, Griffix, can you dig a hiding place for these?
Would you like them in just where they are right now, lower, or you think we should move it a little bit farther inland?
We should spread them out, because remember, I was told that Banasite together makes weird things happen.
I like coconuts.
I do too.
I mean, can it get any weirder than a Leviathan coming out of the water and sinking our ship?
I don't think we want to attract a Leviathan back, is what I'm saying, or something bigger. Maybe we just.
They don't get bigger than that.
Do I have a sense of how far away the Banasate would need to be from itself in order to not make strange things happen?
Roll Arcana?
$13?
You have no idea.
We could make a grid. Let's make a grid. Do it 10 feet apart. That seems like a reasonable thing for me. 10 by 10 by 10 by 10. And then by 10 by 10. And then by 10.
I just
make
make
sure-
a series of holes, like
Wait,
10
wait.
feet apart from each other, and I refuse to get more complicated about this. As as I'm starting to get Ken's whole entire plan, I just, with 10 feet between them, all in a row, getting inland as we go. Farther.
But
and farther.
wait, we got to make sure. Hang on, let me calculate how far the tide, because we don't want the tide to wash it away. It's got to be pretty far back.
The tide's not gonna move them.
Yeah, they're heavy as shit.
Okay.
Bury him down 10 feet. No, that's too far. No,
That's
ignore
too
me. Sorry. That was too far.
We might find more stuff,
Went too
though.
far.
We
Yeah,
have to be looking at
Spring
the
will help.
back of
Spring will help mold earth this stuff.
Yeah, I'm just making the holes 5 foot deep. I don't know if, I make these little plugs and all of a sudden they fill in because it is sand.
Mold Earth it's a magic spell, so it kind of cheats.
And it's wet sand, so it'll hold its shape.
You basically, you lift a 5-foot cube of sand up and it next to it. And it stays in that cubic shape until it suddenly doesn't. So, it's up to you how long it stays in that cubic shape, as long as you're concentrating on it.
Yeah. Well, it's, I gotta just put the dirt far enough away that it doesn't slide into the hole, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. I would like you to indicate on the map where you are burying these crates.
There's a marker function in this, isn't there?
It's under measurement controls. You can click on the rectangle template, and you can put the holes wherever you want. They'll look a little bit like this.
But 10 feet apart.
Yeah.
So can I do something dumb?
I'm sure you can.
We don't underestimate.
When Ken and Sylvia were looking for clams, particularly, is there any way I can find any pearls? Anyway?
That's oysters. That's oysters.
Yeah, I was going to say pearls are oysters.
Really? Only oysters? Shows the fuck I know about stuff.
Yeah, oysters are the things that make nacre.
And they grow in the ocean, not
Yeah,
on
they
the...
gotta wash up. Right?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
You do, however,
learning
find
so much about
a
pearls
gooey
today.
duck.
Ugh.
Oh, a gooey duck.
That was my college's mascot.
Ken is gonna pocket that for dinner later. He'll cook you guys dinner. Don't worry.
Chewy. Careful, it squirts.
Yeah.
Camels of the sea.
Blech.
I didn't
do like
expect
the-
to have such a bad response to a gooey duck. Okay. Can you what?
Oh, nothing. Sorry.
Okay.
Trying to think of how we mark these.
Where are the bodies located?
I don't know.
And our stash of crab food.
We'll say this is where you put the bodies.
Okay. And it's just a pile of seaweed, clams, detritus, just whatever we could find.
Sure. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have made a lot of holes. Maybe more
think
than
we're
you
just-
needed.
I think we're just doing
Yeah.
these first 8.
I was
And
just
then-
like going nuts. I forgot how many and I got carried away.
Just 8. Just 8.
So the bottom 4 don't need to be there.
Ken is gonna.
Oh, I still made the holes.
There you go. You've made 10
Griffix in
holes.
character got carried away.
Yes.
That's to confuse anyone who might be watching us.
The captain's like
Yeah.
watching, like, all right.
I've got a bit of a headache. I've been doing this for a while. Okay.
And then Ken is gonna take one of his crossbow bolts and put a crossbow. Oh, I can't. I don't remember how to do this. Please ping.
What are you trying to? Oh, just hold click.
Oh, right here. Right here.
Oh, okay. I
He's
was gonna
gonna
say, if you
put-
mark each one of them, doesn't that defeat the purpose of hiding
No,
them?
no, it does. But if he puts one right here,
Okay.
he's going to
Out of
assume
curiosity,
that he knows how to find that again.
do any of you have the keen mind feat?
No.
Well-
Nope.
I don't, but can I be? I was literally about to say this. Can I be like concentrating on figuring out how to find like measuring from something? I guess not, because the title will be different.
You are aware that. Okay. You are aware that because of the amount of Banasite in these crates, a spell like Detect Magic would likely pick up that there's something here.
Well,
Good to know. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to use magical tinkering, and I think with like a coin, like a small, like a tiny object, like a copper.
Well, there is a crossbow bolt that's placed to indicate where they are.
right here.
I'm going to I'm gonna magically tinker with that crossbow bolt, such that when one of us walks by, it'll make a little pinging noise.
Okay. You do that.
And I mumble about if I have to move any earth tomorrow, and then I go over and find a boulder that's roughly 5 feet in diameter.
Okay.
That's like what there's like all these rocks on the side, one side or the other.
Sure.
And I just use that, and I put it. I just move mold earth. I just put it not there, but another marker. Around this area. If you can see my cursor, I can't because. Can I make this in between? Yeah, like that.
Okay. What are you planning to do with this boulder?
Leave it there.
I can't believe you don't trust my crossbow bolt system.
You're what? I didn't know about that. I don't know if you've noticed, but my character is not perceptive. He has not noticed anything in 6 game sessions ever.
I made a
And
crossbow bolt
it's a character.
situation. Graphics. Please.
As you're
Oh.
walking by and you're manipulating this boulder, you hear. And then it's gone.
All right, well that works too. Okay.
We've got like 3 fail safes.
We're not using the span of sight.
It has
We
been,
made it so obvious
went
that
through
anybody else
so
can find
much.
it too.
Sylvie, it has been about 2 hours since you sent the crabs on their mission. Nothing yet.
And I hope they didn't forget. I don't know what the attention span of a crab is. Can I stick my head in the waves and see if I can see any crabs?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
$19?
You do see some crabs. There is a pretty significant drop off away from the shore. You can actually see like the shape of the mold earth dry dock that's been built up to your left, and down it's like a straight hill. And you can see crabs milling about in all directions. None of them are approaching. They're all just moving.
Cats speak with animals again.
Okay.
And Sylvie's gonna shout.
The nearest one's like 60 feet away. What do you do?
I shout. Hey! Are you still
Such
looking?
case-
A crab, like several crabs turn to you, and they all just say, "Yeah!"
Hey! I got so much food for you guys. Oh god.
Okay, great.
Did
Yeah,
somebody paint an ugly face on that crab too? In the
That's
GIF?
just what its mouth looks like. That's just
Ugly crap.
Sylvie pops back up and says, they're still looking.
They're not very good.
They're crabs.
They're crabs.
Oh shit.
Be nice to my friends.
I'm sorry. I didn't
We are
mean
one
to
and the
insult you.
same. We are sea people.
I'm not gonna touch that. That's a trap.
It is.
I'm sorry I insulted your friends.
Thank you.
So
She's a little crabby sometimes.
Do you feel more like a sea person? Do you feel more like a sea person now, Sylvie?
I'm kind of enjoying it. Like, I hadn't really been exposed to this. I'm not even sure what I'm trying to say here. Like, just the sea itself this is my first time, and I'm kind of enjoying myself. Like, I kind of feel at home.
At least
It
one of
is-
us does.
it is getting darker.
Ken is gonna go try to start a fire.
It's wet. Everything's wet. It's
Yeah.
all wet. The ground is wet. The wood is wet. The lean-to is wet. The air is
How
wet.
do
You're
you start a
wet.
fire when it's wet. Yes, he realizes that, but he does have prestidigitation.
Sure.
What's a little bit?
You can use
So,
Prestige to dry out wood. That's fine.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Dry out some seaweed and dry out some wood.
Okay. You notice that
should
the
probably...
crewmen are harvesting wood for the repairs. They have not gotten to processing any of it yet, but they are doing their best. They're not woodworkers by trade. They're sailors. The most that looks like they've ever done is like the basic repairs to hull. And they have to cut fresh wood into planks and treat it and then make a hull out of it. So they look a little overwhelmed. So when you approach looking for wood, the first crewman looks at you and says, "Oh, please, take it. Fuck." Like, he's frustrated and seems exasperated right now.
Captain. My captain. Oh, Captain.
Yes? What was her name?
Incident?
Oh,
It's a
right.
pleasure. It's a pleasure to meet you again.
We've already met. I just have a terrible memory. My mistake.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not offended that I'm forgettable. I would suggest maybe, I mean, it's gonna get dark. I don't think you want to be working through the night. We don't want to be working through the night. We should probably get back from where the waves are gonna come up. I don't know what it's called. The tide?
Tide.
Yeah. I got it. I got it. We could get away from the tide, get to make a little base camp. I have a gooey duck that I can make into a soup. I'll get a fire going. You know,
If we just get up to the tree line, the water won't get into the forest. You can see where it cuts off.
Yeah, no, I'm smart enough to figure that out. I promise you. I'm just suggesting. I'm not in control of you. Is that okay with you if we all go over there together?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Let's find a spot to camp. And then he'll
when
turn towards.
You hear her turn to the crewman and say, "Aye, cut it for the night." And you hear the crewman's just, ugh.
Can I help look for a campsite?
Yeah, so Ken rolls survival and Scythe rolls survival.
Okay. I just wanted to help because, I have this one proficiency.
I have one job on this stupid ship.
I
But I
get
rolled
it.
it, so I guess 12 is better than 8, which is what I rolled last time.
With a 12 and a 9, the forest is very dense. As soon as you start pressing into it, it's as though the trees are almost claustrophobic. It's hard to cut a path, and it's even harder to find a game trail or maybe the pathways that wildlife would follow. Roll me a perception check, Scythe.
Ooh, good roll.
With a perception of 21, Scythe, it smells almost offensively green. It's almost overpowering the sinuses, which, while you don't technically have sinuses, you are aware of just the vegetation is so dense and thick here. It's not normal.
It's twigging my nature sense,
Yeah,
as this is unnaturally dense.
it's
Would you
overgrown
say
for what would
your
make sense.
Scythes senses were tingling?
Okay. So
Would anybody say that?
No.
it's okay. You tried, and no one can criticize you. The Scythe is as they're sort of exploring around the edge of the woods, Scythe will say, "This is very lush, more than it should be."
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. More than it should be? Like, it's an island, right?
I think someone has magically encouraged this growth.
I mean, we don't
I
we don't have very many options. Let's try to stay on the edge of this. Because if we stay on the beach, we're running the risk of a Leviathan and honestly just drowning in our sleep, right? We don't want to drown in our sleep.
We don't want the high tide mark, but we aren't going to make very far into this denseness.
Okay,
So we
so
will
let's
need to just
stay on
make
the edge.
camp here, with near these roots, and it's going to be uncomfortable and wet.
You think
Well,
we're
that
encroaching
sucks.
on someone's territory? Scythe?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that's the most we can do is just camp here. Hopefully we'll
We
get.
may be encroaching, but we did not do so by choice. So we can walk with light footsteps. And then she kind of looks down at her armored feet and goes,
If I made the earth level and not so difficult to sleep on, does that count as heavy footprints?
I think it's fine. We just definitely. Oh,
Start leveling out the ground around here.
Not too much. We don't want to do too much. Let's just do what we need to sleep. We can all sleep cuddled up. I'm a great
Echo.
cuddler.
Scythe says nothing to that. Echo, I have this hunting trap in my backpack. Could I try to use it on the edge of the woods and see if we can catch a rabbit or something?
Yeah.
Cool. Is that another survival
It's
check?
a survival check, yeah.
Yeah. Ken is gonna start building a fire with prestidigitation. And
Okay.
oh, I guess I don't have a.
You don't have...
Oh, I didn't have like flint.
Yeah, do you have a tinderbox?
No.
Do you have
I
the
don't have a tin-
prestidigitation spell?
Yeah.
Then you can create a fire.
Okay. Cool.
All right, hold on a minute here. I am My scene fell out of my foundry, so I have to find it again.
Oh, a small campfire. Okay, cool.
Presty is kind of just useful in that way. Okay, this is a problem.
No.
All right, it's no longer a problem. We move on.
No.
We fixed it, guys. Okay. Where the heck? I'm sorry. One moment. Okay, well. Okay, this'll do. It's not the right one, but it'll do. I accept this.
Is it a forest of the wrong climate or something?
Yeah, basically. It's not an island or forest. I'll deal with it, and as we all will. Let me go ahead and pull you on here as you set up camp.
Are your crabs let you know anything? Are they going to follow you, Sylvie?
I
What do you
sure
think?
hope so.
We kind of just left their food out there, so if they go back on their word, they could just take the food.
Everybody knows crabs are natural double crossers.
If they can think of it.
Ken is also gonna start cooking seaweed and geoduck soup.
Okay.
Can I help?
Sure. Can you
Okay.
cut up this geoduck?
Yeah, sure can.
Put it in
I
the pot.
got. I have utensils. And...
Be careful, it squirts.
Stop it.
It does.
I know it does.
I make you soggy. Don't let it spray you in the face, Spring. Unless I'm watching, because that'd be funny.
And Ken is definitely gonna cheat. By the way, he's gonna flavor the soup with prestidigitation as well.
Sure. Yeah.
He's
Tastes
gonna
better
make
than
it
it does.
spicy.
Aw.
Okay. You've taken camp. You've set up. It's not as open as this map depicts it to be, but we'll deal with it. It's fine. You found a convenient place just outside the edge of the wood line. It's still extremely wet, but it serves the purpose. Oh, I did forget. It's raining.
Awesome. Great. Good.
Yep. Can't forget that.
I thought we had like a double canopy that was just soaking up, absorbing all the rain. No?
Earth's absorbed it, and
You
now
made
we're all
a
wet again.
lean-to.
At the beach, we
And
left
you
it.
left it there.
Yeah, it'll be there tomorrow.
Yes.
You want to Minecraft us up a shelter?
What, you want to sleep in a hole in the ground, or you want me to build
If you made a hole in the ground, we could put like a tarp over it.
We'll
I
make.
think they don't want to sleep in a hole in the ground.
I don't mind being wet.
But what if the hole fills up with water and then we drown?
It's not my problem.
I rub my temples one more time, and then make another hole in the ground for you.
We're getting a lot of mileage out of that cantrip.
I know!
It's amazing.
It's a great cantrip.
When I took it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a waste.
Sylvie curls up in her hole.
Okay. It's raining. The hole is rapidly filling with water.
She's like, whatever.
All right.
Maybe I should start embracing this Triton thing I got going on.
Scythe puts her bedroll over Sylvie's head.
Oh.
And now there's a roof on her hole.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. My tub!
The water in your hole slowly begins to drain through the soil until you're in an empty hole.
Sylvie sits in her dry hole sad.
You want me to move the thing?
Yeah.
Alright, Scythe moves it off of her hole.
Okay. You guys are in a strange place.
Being strange.
Well,
Mhm.
that's True. We're gonna go ahead and get a camp watch order set up. So, Doll is of no concern at the moment. Let's go ahead and place Sewell here, and you guys can choose what order you're watching in.
Sylvie's full health and most of her spell slots, so she'll go first. Give
I
You've
her
cast
mean,
Speak
she
with
gets a
Animals
whole-
twice.
I know, I said most of her spell slots.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go second.
All right. I don't have dark vision, so this is a little stupid, but I guess it'll do.
Your third watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to?
Okay.
All right, first watch. Sylvie.
Okay.
Please
How
roll
full
me a
is my
perception
hole?
check. It's like the bottom. It's never gonna get that full. It's like the bottom 4 inches are just
Aw.
filled with water.
She kind of idly splashes. That's a 7. She's
Yeah, you can't
distracted.
see a whole lot from inside your hole. Roll me a
She's thinking, like, what
D100.
if I lived underwater? Never saw the appeal before, but I kind of do now. That's a 30.
As everyone bunks in for the night, trying to sleep in this kind of uncomfortable situation. An hour into your watch, Sylvie, and you're still just kind of sitting in your puddle. The rain coming down. When suddenly, looking down into your hole, is a elven, green-haired, beautiful young woman.
Oh no.
She peers down into your hole, and she says, "Hi."
Oh shit. Hey. Fancy meeting you here.
This is my forest.
Great place. I'm having a good time. Sorry if we kind of just settled in here. I don't know if you saw that back there.
Yeah.
The whole ship, like, oof.
Yeah, I saw it all.
Did you see it, like, get, like, smashed in by that Leviathan?
What's that?
Real big water snake.
Oh. I just
Yeah.
saw it break and get thrown against my island.
Yeah, no, so we didn't want to do that. That just kind of happened, and now we're just trying to get our shit together.
That's okay.
Oh, thank God.
I'm Gria.
Rhea, that's a beautiful name for a very beautiful girl.
Thanks. Who are you?
I'm Sylvie.
I've never seen someone like you before.
I've never seen someone like you before. Well, I've seen an elf, but...
I'm not an elf.
Oh.
You're cute though.
So you don't mind if we're hanging out here for a little bit until we get out of here?
Everybody gets stuck sometimes.
That's so wise. You're right. I just wanted to say hi then, huh?
Yeah.
Are
Wanna see
other
who is-
people here?
Who's visitors? Yeah.
That's... Yeah. Yeah? So it's not just you here.
Well, I'm the only me here.
Yeah, that makes sense. But there are other people who live on... Do you own the whole island, or is this just your forest?
It's just my forest. There's a bunch
How
of
big?
humans over to the east?
Are they nice humans?
No. Loud.
Nice. Well, okay, fair enough. I guess nice isn't the right word. They're loud. Are they aggressive?
Every once in a while.
To you?
Not for long.
Yeah, no, that'd be fucked up. Because you're real sweet, from what I can tell so far.
Thanks. You're good at reading people, huh?
Really good at reading people.
Well, sorry it's so wet.
I know I like it. I guess that's kind of my thing. Do you know what this island is called?
Holdrift.
Or- Whole Drift.
That's what they call it.
What do you call it?
Home.
That works too. Has Sylvie ever heard of Whole Drift?
Roll a history check.
Whole Drift? Or Whole Drift?
Whole drift.
And you said
History check.
it's oh boy. This is spring.
You're super
That's
bright, right?
That's a 3.
Yeah, you never heard of it.
Right. So you think if we walked over to the locals, they would be mean, or would they just be like, oh,
I don't know.
you don't know? Okay. Do you want to like hang out?
You're funny.
I didn't know I said
She
anything
kind of
funny,
sits
but I'll take
down
it.
in the mud, and her feet dangle into your hole.
Sylvie will get out of the hole and sit on the edge with her.
Ken, you're an elf.
Yeah, that is correct.
You
Sir?
are stirred from your trance by an unfamiliar voice and Sylvie having a conversation.
Ken will, crack open an eye and look over, without moving yet. Like, he's not gonna, like, jerk or anything. He's just gonna see what's going on.
You see, over by Sylvie's hole, Sylvie has just plopped herself on the mud, and across from her is a small, couldn't be taller than maybe 4'10", 4'11", elfin-looking woman with green hair, very long ears.
Okay. He's just gonna watch them talk for a second.
Roll me an insight check, Ken.
Okay.
Bridge, are you just drawing more boxes all over every place?
Oh, that one's from a while ago.
Okay.
A real bad
A
one,
9.
Ken.
Don't worry about it, Ken.
Okay, cool.
So you just hear this conversation. She asks, "Where'd you guys come from?"
Have you ever heard of a place called Ferrum?
Yeah.
Insight check.
Okay.
She lying to me.
Sure. Roll insight check.
15.
I'm not going to bother to roll. She's heard of Ferrum.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Do you know what the Mariguard Academy is?
No.
It's in Ferrum. It's like this place that trains up fighters, mercenaries for hire.
So what's Ferrum?
Ferrum's a city.
Oh. Okay.
Have you heard the humans talking about it?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're connected to the outside world. They're not some weird isolationist group. Maybe. We get paid to do stuff.
Okay.
And we got paid to sail that ship, and then that ship kind of got fucked.
So you're not going to get paid.
Well, I sure hope at least part of the payment comes through, or this was suck. This whole thing was kind of a watch. I liked meeting you, though. This has been a highlight of my trip so far.
Thanks. Something about
Not
that
meeting
ship.
me. That's the first thing Ken's gonna say.
You say that? I think Sylvie jumps a little bit. Fuck.
It's okay. He's awake.
You knew that this whole time?
Yeah?
You're real clever.
Sorry?
No, that's fine. Ken, why the fuck?
Oh, what? You guys were talking out in the open.
Yeah,
Anybody
yelling at me
who
for?
wants to be awake
Announce
at this
yourself.
point can be awake.
Why are you yelling at me? You guys were the ones sitting here talking. Like, what?
Fuck.
What happened? What is there danger? What is happening? Who is
shit.
talking? What's happening?
A whole group cock block. Alright, guys, this is Gria. This is her forest that we're staying in, and she's being really cool about letting us just hang out here. Gria, this is my group.
Gria, do you have a nice dry place for us to... You seem like a nice person.
She's a super
We don't
nice
mean
person.
to impose.
She looks over at you and she kind of thinks for a second and she says, "I don't think so."
Ken will
Okay.
unfold himself and bow, and he'll be like, "Pleasure to meet you. I'm Prince Kinsadan Nightvine."
She.
Roll
Hey,
me a deception
it.
check.
I'm a prince. Leave me alone.
Okay,
I'm a
roll me a
prince, leave me
persuasion
alone.
check. Roll me the
Roll
appropriate
deception.
roll.
A natural fucking 20.
Hold on.
Good lord.
See, I told you I was the prince.
Yeah.
She kind of furrows her eyebrows at you, but she says, "Okay. I'm Gria."
It's a pleasure to meet you, Gria. She said you own this forest?
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you lived here alone?
A long time. Not recently.
Not recently?
No, there's actually a couple of humans. Well, more than a couple. There's quite a few humans in a settlement. They call this place Holdrift. Has anyone heard of that?
History.
History. She says, "Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see the rolls."
Oh, damn.
Spring! And a natural
20.
20 out of Ken.
Nope.
Oh,
That was
nope,
Ken's
the
old
other
one.
way
Natural
around.
20 out of spring.
Natural 20 out of spring, but I did get 20 not
Okay.
natural.
Well, Ken, you've heard the name Holdrift. You're not sure in what context. Spring, you've heard of Holdrift before, but it's not in good
Oh, boy.
circles. You've heard it is home to a smuggler's cove. Specifically, the Copper Masks smuggler's cove.
Fuck.
Dun,
Okay.
dun,
That's not. Okay.
Well, does Spring tell us that first?
No, Spring. Her eyes will widen a little bit, but she's not going to talk in front of the stranger.
Is that your tower?
No.
No.
That's Calquarth's.
Halkworth?
Who's that?
He's funny.
Is he a wizard?
Yeah.
That's a super wizardy name.
How
He's-
long has he lived here?
He's green like me.
He's green like you. Like green hair?
Green.
Skin.
Mm-hmm.
Does he got tusks?
Kinda?
Okay. Probably had.
How long has he lived here? Did you live here before him or after him, or?
Oh, he came 30 years ago?
And the humans are new, right? Is what you said?
Kinda. Little
20
longer
years
than
ago?
little
10.
longer than Calquarth.
Oh, they've been around longer than Calquarth. How do the humans?
They leave and come back and leave and come back.
Okay. How do the humans feel about Calquarth? How does Calquarth feel about the humans?
I don't know.
You-
should ask
You
him.
don't. Do they ever fight?
I don't know.
Do you know what they're doing, Gria? The humans when they leave and come back.
I don't care.
That's
Yeah,
good.
Gray only cares about interesting things. That's why she came and talked to me.
Well, they come back, and that part is disappointing.
Yeah, I bet.
The woods are
So-
very intense. It's a very... It's a good place.
Thanks.
You'd say we'd be safe going and talking to Calquarth? You said he's funny?
Yeah.
You would vouch for our safety?
If you're nice. If
We're
you're
so
not, I'd have to
nice.
kill you.
No, we're nice. We're
So nice.
perfectly fine.
She smiles.
I mean, we intend
Korea?
no harm. We just want to get off this island with our boat.
Korea, have you ever heard a lute before?
Heard of what?
A lute?
Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't play a lute.
What do you
He plays
play?
the guitar.
It's a liar.
Oh God, whatever. A liar. Have you heard of a liar?
Oh, yeah.
You
Do you
heard of
like
the liar,
like 'em?
Sylvie?
No, apparently not. Do you like liars?
I love liars, but not liars.
That's fair. That's how
She's
most
so
people
clever.
feel.
Would you like a song?
She kind of looks around in the rain. And she just says,
Yeah.
Ken will unhook his lyre from his back and start to strum. He's obviously buying a second to like think of the song that he's gonna sing.
Yeah, like what the fuck am I doing? Shit.
And then he's
Well-
gonna sing a song about a woman with green sleeves that go
Yeah.
down to her fingertips. And then the sleeves turn into roots that go into the ground. And he'll call it green sleeves.
Love
Okay.
that.
You're a genius.
Ken just invented green sleeves. We love it.
Griffix, what were you going to say?
I'd like to ask Gria. I turn to her and go like, we would love to just get our boat fixed and get off the island as soon as possible. Can you help us with that? Maybe help us make planks the right size. We'd rather not bother the smugglers.
I don't know anything about planks, but maybe Calkworth can help.
We're definitely gonna have to stop and talk to this wizard. That's an amazing roll.
Yeah. That's a great fucking song. As soon as you start
Green
playing,
sleeves.
it's immediately apparent that Gria is just bobbing and dancing to the song. And anything anybody says to her at this period of time, it's like going straight over her head. She does not care. And as soon as you finish the song, she says, "I like you. You can stay."
Thank you. I really can't stay. I have a job to do, but I'll come back for sure once I have the time.
She frowns but then nods and says, "I hope so."
Echo, do I have a sense that this person looks elfin, but not necessarily like an actual elf? Do I have any sense?
She looks like
She
an
looks-
elf.
Okay.
I told Sylvie that she wasn't an elf.
Different than any elf that she's ever seen before.
No, she looks like a green elf. Like, you would swear this was an elf, except that her hair is green, and her eyes are green, and her face is tinged a little bit green.
So it's green.
Not easy being green.
It's not easy being green. Well, how about we see Calkworth in the morning? Because these woods, beautiful woods, by the way. Great job.
Thank you.
They're a little dense, so maybe when we have the light on our side, we can head out and see your wizard.
That's fine.
friend?
Not before the shadows are hidden. Make sure the sun is high.
Shadows.
Okay, make sure
When
sun
both
is high.
suns- And she like points up and she says, "When both suns match, Calkworth is awake."
How long is that window?
So he sleeps in late, is what you're telling me.
I guess.
Okay. Okay, cool. Man after my own heart. I like sleeping in.
And suddenly, she seems to vanish in mist.
Ah.
And she is standing on one of the branches in the nearest trees, and she says, "I hope you all sleep well." And then she
Thanks,
hops
Mia.
off the branch into the woods.
Good night. Okay, that was cool.
Before we go to sleep,
You are going to be able to fall asleep right after that?
weirder things have happened, and I'm very tired. But if we really are on Holdrift, those humans are probably copper mask smugglers. We should be careful.
Isn't that a good thing?
The second they find out what our cargo is, they won't be our friends.
Well, isn't Doll part of the Copper Mask?
You can't just ask her that.
Him?
That'd be rude. Him. Right. Yeah, I knew that.
He kind of shrugs and tilts his head.
Well, maybe we'll address that in about a month.
Yeah, he says something non-committal.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Don't say something non-committal and damn. Because
Let's deal with the wizard first, then, huh?
Yeah, let's not tell them what our cargo is. Hopefully they
Of
won't
course,
find
yeah,
it.
totally.
I would suggest haste also, because
Yep,
if they find that there's a shipwreck, they might come looking for what we've got.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
they'll
but
assume that there's...
If
to
we
slit our throats.
if Griot was correct on the wizard helping us, we could get out of here much faster though than us sitting around trying to be woodworkers when we're not, you know.
Right. So, the crew, where are they?
They're here in your
They're-
camp. They're asleep.
Oh, they're a little further away. Okay, well, we'll talk to them tomorrow. Should we tell them to come with us to the wizard
No,
place?
no. We shouldn't put them in danger.
Well, them being alone on the beach might be more dangerous.
There's going to be danger regardless, but continuing their work on the boat is more important.
I agree.
Okay.
But we can tell them to be on their guard since we now know where we are.
Yes. Back to sleep?
Do you try and go back to sleep?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Ken will stay up for his second watch.
Okay. So Sylvie, you finished your first watch. Gray is no longer
She
here.
dives back into her 4-inch puddle.
Okay.
Trying to embrace my nature.
It goes back
That's
to
what a
recharge.
noise.
Ken is gonna keep practicing green sleeves and refining it as he does his watch.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me perception and a D100.
Bria's totally listening. We're good at this.
Nice.
Okay, Ken. Despite your focus on the song, you have a keen eye on what's happening around the camp. With a 26... No, I'm sorry. With a
That
10...
was my.
Got
That's a
it.
keen eye.
I see. I looked at them in the back and backwards. Okay.
Yeah, no. Sorry, that was green sleeves.
Got it. Yeah, you developed the song very well. You feel comfortable and undisturbed. That's your watch passes without incident that you're aware of.
Nice. Wake up, fix and scythe.
Griffix and Scythe. Okay, so the two of you can either roll me perception individually, or one of you can roll with advantage. I think both of you are lacking dark vision.
Hilarious.
Yes.
No, I have
Griffix
got
has dark vision.
tons of dark vision and no
Oh.
perception.
Right.
Oh.
My rolls have
maybe-
been horrible. I'm not.
Maybe we should
shouldn't be
just
that
both
bad.
roll then, like,
Okay, so
if both of us suck.
Scythe roll with disadvantage. Griffix roll a straight roll.
Okay,
Okay,
could be worse.
could be.
Damn.
Yep, there it is.
Perfect. It's legendary. How bad your
Yeah.
perception checks are.
I wish I was doing that intentionally.
You need a new
That's-
prescription, is what.
With
what
a
the thing is.
2, Griffix, what are you so distracted by?
What I did was so cunningly. I was using minor illusion to make it seem like I had a scout shadow that was going around the camp. And sometimes I was also using mage hand to like shake branches where my shadow scout was.
So you're like demonstrating that we're guarded without actually being able to see through your minor illusion. So it's just the show. For,
So cunning.
yeah.
All right, Scythe, are you doing anything during your watch?
I had a plan, sort of. I was going to ritually cast Speak with Animals and see if I could find a critter around us.
Okay, yeah. Roll me survival. So, while Griffix is making this illusion, you are looking for creatures.
Aw. That's an 11.
It's raining, and with your nature skill, you know to look in the nooks and crannies, the knotholes and the roots. And as you do peer, you find in one of the knotholes of a nearby tree, very low to the ground, you look inside it, and you see, startled at your sudden appearance, a chipmunk is looking out at you. It looks like it's ready to book it because you found it.
Scythe says, "Not a danger."
Okay. Okay. What are you then?
A friend.
Roll me persuasion.
May not surprise you that this is not Scythe's strong point, but
You rolled really well,
Rolled-
so
okay.
with a 16, the chipmunk seems to relax. You see it's got like this knothole is full of bark and moss, and it kind of pokes up near the hole and says,
Okay.
I had a question if you are willing to answer.
Food?
I'm gonna check my backpack here. What food do I have?
you have rations, which include nuts, berries, and dried meat.
Okay. I will pull out some nuts and berries from
Okay.
my rations and just sort of lay them out in front of the knothole.
The instant that one of the nuts is placed down, the chipmunk just puts it in its mouth and then nods at you.
Are there other large ones close? Besides those in this, and she draws sort of a circle indicating the people around here.
It says something. Do you speak Sylvan?
Yes.
It says something in Sylvan that means the protector just left.
Yes, we saw her.
And then
She seems kind.
Can be.
So these woods are safe under her watch.
the chipmunk nods confidently as it puts just another nut in its mouth.
The humans don't come here?
The chipmunk shakes its head and then says,
Protector scares them away.
That's good. Thank you.
the chipmunk nods again and then says,
Protector scary sometimes.
Anyone who protects their own can be frightening.
the chipmunk like picks up a berry and then before putting it in its mouth says,
Anything? Anything else?
I just want to make sure that my camp is safe. But if the Protector is keeping this place peaceful, then you have shown me I don't need to worry.
there's like a hesitation, and then the chipmunk says,
Bears, wolves.
I can speak to them too.
the chipmunk just nods and then puts the berry in its mouth.
Scythe nods to the chipmunk and then leaves it alone.
Okay.
And at that point, Griffith stomps over with shaking branches in the tree above and, making it seem like there's a creature over there going, don't worry, I'm just trying to make sure it stays safe around here.
It will.
Oh, yeah?
I believe in you.
Thanks.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to do during your watch?
That's
Nope.
that's
Okay. Then your watch finishes without incident. Final watch, spring. Everyone else can hit the long rest button. No, I'm sorry. Wow. Spring can hit the long rest button. Ken can hit the long rest button. Spring. Is there anything you're trying to accomplish during your watch?
Yes. She is, I think the first thing that she's going to be concerned about, and kind of has been this whole time, is her armor's going to be beaten all to hell because she's been in the water and it's been salty. So she's going to sort of just, like, anxiously, kind of ritualistically take care of her armor, buff out all the chinks, like make sure that she's kind of fighting ready in a way that will make her feel calmer. And then if there's any kind of time left over, she'll kind of use any sort of like sticks and little like things she finds on the ground. I imagine that there's some from Griffith's been shaking the trees and stuff, to just make like carve like little dowels and awls and stuff that would be useful to like put things together. They don't have a lot of like actual tools, so she's gonna try to like carve little tools
Sure.
for them to use for building shelter and such.
The most important tool that you can make is wooden mallets.
Yeah, makes sense.
As you make them, you don't have to roll anything. You can just do that. But I do need a D100 from you.
'86.
86. Okay. It is during your watch, Spring, that maybe like 45 minutes after you started making these tools, and the smell of pitch and sap is filling the air, and the suns are just beginning to rise, that you suddenly can't help but shake the feeling that you're being watched.
She looks around, kind of tenses. Can I roll perception again or anything?
You don't see anything directly. You can roll investigation for me if you'd like.
25.
Damn.
It takes a while. You're searching through the tree line around your campsite, looking for what it was. And then, above the trees, maybe 100 feet away, you spot a pair of yellow eyes that are locked onto yours.
Of an animal or a human? Or a humanoid?
Well, they're above the trees. They're not in the right place to be a humanoid.
I'm gonna keep my eyes locked on this creature and kind of slowly shuffle to
As soon
kick.
as you they
Okay.
vanish.
Interesting. My hand kind of hovers over waking up Scythe and then doesn't. I just keep my eyes on the tree line.
Okay. Nothing changes.
She doesn't feel great about that. But she'll let everyone know that they've been watched by some creature when everyone wakes up.
Okay. Do you go back to working on your tools?
Yes.
The instant you begin to cut into more fresh wood, you hear, "No."
She'll stop. Who's there?
Nothing replies.
Yeah, she's waking up Scythe.
Okay.
This thing hates whittling.
Scythe, you are awoken.
Mm.
Feel sorry. There's a thing that I think is an animal that I saw the eyes of and then couldn't find again. And I think it's maybe talking in my head. Can you talk to it?
It
It's
was
talking in
not
your
in your
head?
mind.
Oh, okay, it was
You
not.
heard it in your ear.
Shut up. Okay, great,
Like
awesome,
right
good.
next to her ear.
Yeah.
Don't love it.
I hate that.
I don't like it.
Okay. Sorry.
We're being watched. Um,
Yes,
It-
these woods are protected.
yes, but I think by something other than Gria, because Gria knows that we exist.
Explain.
I explain there were eyes, they looked non-humanoid, and then like I was making tools, and then something really close to my ear said no in a language I understood, but also I think it's an animal.
How were you
Do-
making tools?
I was carving awls, dowels, and mallets
From wood that you cut?
on the ground. Yeah,
My advice is don't cut the wood. These woods are protected.
but how are we? We met the protect. How are
We
we
didn't
supposed to?
ask her if we could cut down her trees. We can look for deadfalls. We can look for driftwood. We can build what nature We can build with what nature provides, without killing trees.
Just trees.
There is no such thing as just a tree.
Okay, I trust you. Sorry, Gria, if you were Gria. Go to sleep.
Scythe reaches up and just like pats Spring. Pat.
There
Love
we
this
go.
one.
He just like pap, yeah, and then just settles back down to resume her recharge.
Spring will spend the rest of her watch. I don't know. There's probably not very much of it left, but she's going to look specifically for twigs that are already on the ground, that are really flexible and light and have fallen already. And she can't make tools out of that, but she will kind of like. I think she kind of goes back to this like childhood game. She makes like a little like catapult sort of thing out of them, and just sort of like it's kind of like an elaborate version of like paper football basically. um she like makes little toys. This just to calm her down, to do something with her hands.
Okay. You don't hear anything again.
My name is Scythe, and I speak for the trees.
You are. Well, many of you with high passive perceptions are awoken by the sun's cresting. But your watch ends, Spring, and we return to the campsite. And finally, the rain has stopped. Which means I need to.
Can we hit our
This
long
page.
rest button?
Yes, you can hit the long rest button.
I gotta go check on my crabs.
Okay.
Oh, can someone fill in the crew about whatever we have to fill them in on? I gotta go talk to some crabs.
Ken will do that. Ken will fill in the captain, who hopefully remembers him this time.
And Scythe will advise that the woods are protected and that they need to be careful about cutting live trees.
There is some confusion.
Scythe does not explain, so that is
Ken will explain, don't worry.
okay. Good.
It is understood not to cut down.
They're going to explain that they're going to try to find a wizard to help repair the boat, too, so that they will be leaving.
The captain says, "Oh, a wizard?
There's
Yeah.
a wizard, yeah, in the forest.
How do you know that?
It's a long story.
Well,
An elf
how did you not
visited
know
and-
that yesterday?
An elf visited in the middle of the night as we were doing guard shifts. She's the one that protects the forest, and she'll murder you if you cut her trees. So don't
She'll
cut
murder
down her.
us.
I'm assuming, like, I don't think she's just gonna let you cut her trees down.
I see. All right. Sure.
We're gonna try to find the wizard to get something to help repair the boat without cutting those trees down. There are also smugglers, so be careful. Don't go far, but keep on guard.
There's like moments of confusion.
If you do need, if the smugglers do come, abandon the boat, go into the forest where we set camp last night, and we'll find you there.
All right. And as you all are talking about this and approach the shipwreck in the cove, the first thing you see is so many crabs.
Yeah, my boys.
Hundreds of crabs are swarming over the
My
pile.
sons.
And next to the pile, there is a bag.
Oh my god, guys! I gotta cast Speak with Animals.
It is Spring's bag.
Oh shit! Well, something. So Speak with Animals up, and Sylvia's like, "Oh my god!"
As
You
soon as
guys
you
are
cast
amazing.
Sprig with Animals, you hear
Sprig
a
with Animals.
cacophony of "That's my piece of leaf. That's my own. Use your berries. You're over there." It's just you. It's a feeding frenzy.
Oh, okay.
You can't really hear anything worth hearing.
There we go.
However, one crab which you recognize slightly, one eye stalk is slightly higher than the other. You recognize Secucius. Appears from the mess, and he says, "Hey, you kept your word. We kept ours.
You sure did.
There's your soft shell."
Is this the only? I'm assuming this is the only soft shell you found.
There was more.
It was a shot in the dark. You found one, and I am so proud of you guys. And you deserve all this food.
You ask him to try to find more soft shells.
I mean, like, if do you want more food? Like,
This is great. If you
like,
this saves us a lot of, killing each other and fighting each other for food.
so would you take more to look for more soft shells?
Yeah.
How many
Fuck
sailors
yeah.
are we going to put in the ground?
Secucius. As many as we need to, Grippix. So Sylvia will look back at Secucius and say, "Great, more food for more soft shells."
Okay, we'll see. We'll see what's on the
If
reef
you
side
go-
of the island.
If you go deeper in the pile of food, there's a little treat there for you.
Like one eye stalk blinks and the other one blinks, and Secucius says, "You have a deal."
Yeah.
There's more underneath that. He runs back.
But
to
all
the
you
other
hear from
crabs.
Sylvia is,
Spring is excited to have her bag back, though.
yeah, like Sylvia will pick it up and say, "Spring, I got your soft shell.
My what?
Your bag." I hope everyone didn't.
Scythe's mouth is mostly shielded by the faceplate, so you can't. So you would have to be looking closely to tell, but she is grinning about this.
They call them soft shells?
Well, so they didn't really understand what a bag was, and the only way I could think to explain it to them is like you can store things in shells.
Clever.
And bags are soft. Yeah, thank you. Nice.
That's so fucking cute.
How dare you?
I need so for everyone else, you just hear this. It's like the sounds of chittering and snapping and clacking, whereas for Sylvie, it's like roaring. Like you just hear
Mass hysteria.
Yeah, there's like crab laughter and shouting and talking and discussing. Oh, that's a good bit right there. So all this
So
is
the
happening.
rest of us are hearing a lot of clicks, and she's at fucking CrabCon.
Yeah.
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 Just so you know.
Mhm.
So.
At that comment from Spring, Sylvie just says, "How dare you?" Spring says, "What?" And then Sylvie, bluer than usual, turns around promptly and looks back at her crab army. More soft shells, more food, guys.
They're not going to breathe
Hundreds
it.
of crabs. Just you hear. They half of them that have already eaten immediately just down into the water.
Sylvie looks back inside. We need more food.
So it turns out I have a feature that is specifically designed to enable me to find food. That I completely forgot that I had.
Okay.
But I
So that
do
should
have
make
this
this easier.
feature. It says I can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features. In addition, you can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided that the land offers very small game water and so forth. So that's my feature. So I guess as we are heading towards the wizard tower, I'm going to be just foraging.
Okay, so as you guys head into the island proper, and you're beginning to forage, I'm going to change the map to represent the Lost Island, is where you are.
That's a cool map.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm playing one of my map games.
That's good. The tower is here. As you explore and as you venture throughout this island, there are things to find aside from the tower, but it's kind of up to you what path you take and how you travel. You're going to be on this island for a little bit, whether your crabs find the bag or not. I'm rolling for them, don't worry. Before anything else, though, I really would like to use the restroom, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick 10-minute break.
Gonna go make some coffee. Get off of me.
After the break. So, all of you are making your way into the island, heading towards the tower, hopefully. Who of you is leading the pack? In fact, let's get a full-on marching order here.
I nominate Size for the beginning.
That's
of
probably a good idea.
I was actually going to say that since she's probably pathfinding with
Let's
her
go ahead and pull you to the marching order map.
her fake rangerness.
Okay.
Fakey fake.
So you're
Fake.
the Franger. Let's go ahead and put you up front
Yes.
and first.
Ken will be right behind.
I'm also tanky too, so it's not like a stupid thing to put me in front.
Where is
Okay.
Ken
I
on the
have
map?
to place Ken on this map.
Yeah, I don't see shit.
There you are.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I
Yeah,
feel like
Ken
I
will be
need
right
to-
behind, trying to guide. Like, oh, I think that's the way.
Sylvie's gonna be smack dab in the middle because she is a paladin and her aura can extend 10 feet. So she was gonna
Okay.
try to keep everybody close by and, if need be.
Well, let's put Doll in front of you, then. And then Griffix and Spring.
And she
pulling
won't
up to
have as
your
good
rear.
of a view of Ken's butt.
If that's
I'll
important, then we can
find a
swap
way.
them.
No, I'll find a way.
we can walk
We can
together
stagger,
so you can
yeah.
watch
Yeah,
both
yes.
of us.
We're staggered for safety reasons.
Not at all for butt reasons.
That's the same thing in my book.
The real
Well,
question
Ken's trying
is,
to
how
peer over
luscious,
Size's shoulder.
how luscious
luscious-
is Ken's ass? That's the question.
It's
On a scale of 1 to
Firm.
10,
it's
Ah.
firm, and nicely shapen, but not like super lush. No, sorry.
Okay.
so not a lot of cake, but like a decent plateful.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad
Good
we've
handful.
sorted this out.
You asked.
I regret it.
You'd
Okay.
ask.
Griffix says that since his dark vision wouldn't help us, so he won't be up front scouting ahead.
It's daytime.
Right.
Doll says something trite.
You nailed your doll impression.
Thank you. As you make your way into the forest. It is difficult going. As you predicted, this forest is hard to move through. I'd like survival checks from anybody proficient in survival.
Do I get any bonuses for being a wood elf?
No.
Oh, damn.
That was terrible.
When we set out into the forest, Sylvie would encourage Ken, hey, maybe just drum your lyre a bit. Greer really liked it, so maybe you might get some help from her if you lure her in.
Okay.
And also, it sounds nice, so walking music.
So I'm gonna roll a survival and a performance. I'm gonna sing Green Sleeves again.
Okay.
Oh, jeez, we are
You're a
not
little
doing great.
distracted. You're a
I
little
really
distracted.
hope that Gria shows up. That's a lot
Heaven.
better.
Okay. Everyone who's not proficient in survival, roll me perception.
Oh no.
Pretty good. I rolled a 22.
You're... yeah, that's pretty good.
Guys,
Wow.
what's with these rolls?
We're trying to get another
Oh my
level
God,
out
you're
of it.
Griffix, you have
it's
a
not
weird
just a running joke
supernatural
now.
thing
It's
going
like,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. It's a good thing you're in a party of other people who can supplement the problems. Quick question, though. Griffix, with a 3, what are you distracted by?
And luscious ass.
Just going with that today.
Okay.
It's the staggering
Sloths?
formation, you know?
Turns out Griffix's bread is buttered all over the place. As you guys are making your way through the forest, the dense woods make it hard to move, and with the survival checks that you guys have rolled, you're making extremely slow progress. It feels as though the forest is fighting you. And with your performance of a 19, Ken, the song comes out clear, but it almost feels crowded with how dense the trees are. It doesn't feel like the sound is getting very far. With a 22 in perception, Sylvie, there's no sign of Gria anywhere.
If she doesn't spot Gria after much difficult trekking, I think after many loops of Greensleeve, does it have words? It's not just a tune, it's a song as well. Like it has lyrics.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Sylvie would try to sing along with it.
It's these green sleeves go past my tips, past my tips, past my tips. These green sleeves go past my tips and go to the roots. Those are the
Easy.
lyrics from the
I'm sure
chorus.
she nails it. Well, we'll see.
Okay. Roll performance, Sylvie.
Went off of a 19 to a 3.
Well, with all the noise you guys are making, your perception of a 22 does not help you a whole lot. Okay. Hold on.
It's like you dumb fucks are making so much noise. What's going to eat you?
I'm going to ask you to roll perception again at disadvantage, Sylvie.
Okay. Oh, hi.
Hi.
14.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Could someone please call out the marching order to me? Scythe
It is
first.
Scythe, Ken, Doll, Sylvie, Griff, Spring.
Okay.
Who dies
And
first?
Sylvie is slightly off, so she can look at Ken's ass. Got it. Okay.
That's why my song was so bad.
Yes, that's why. And no other reason. Scythe. What's your AC?
Oh, God.
Scythe?
Scythe
17.
is...
How
Okay.
much?
17.
Okay. You and all of you watch as suddenly Scythe is pounced on by an enormous crag cat.
Ooh, she thick.
Yeah, crag cats are huge. I need
It's
a strength
Eve.
save from you.
It's Eve.
It's Big Eve.
I need a strength
Eve, what are
save from you, Scythe.
doing?
Well. Wait. Do I get... How close am I to Sylvie? No, not close enough.
Yeah, I'm afraid no
Damn.
no assistance there.
It was worth checking.
But a 15 is successful. You are not knocked prone. However, you do take some damage
Fair enough.
as the crag cat's bite and claws get into you. You take a total of 12 damage from the 2 attacks. That was that one. Hold on.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh boy. They didn't like our song, Ken.
I
Well,
think they didn't like your singing. I think they liked the song fine.
Ow, roasted.
jeez. Okay. Suddenly emerging from the trees is an individual who looks like he's had better days. Like he's been wearing the same clothes for a long time. Very much looks like a seafarer, but his weapons are all maybe a little rusty. Looks like he's been having a bad time. However, matters less because the pistol he draws looks like it works just fine as he raises it. He is aiming this one at you, Sylvie.
I'm sorry, I won't sing anymore.
As he raises the pistol and shoots at you. That's a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, you take 7 points of piercing damage.
Ah, son of a bitch.
The sound of the gunshot echoes out throughout the woods.
You grazed me.
And as he flips the pistol down to reload it, he says, "You've come to the wrong island." It's now this individual's turn. Another one surges from the trees, running forward. Ken, he is surging towards you, and he's wielding a mace that he swings towards you.
Damn.
But he rolled a 2 with advantage, so you're fine. But he'll swing again. He has multi-attack. Let's try that one more time. Okay, that's a 19 on the die. You are bonked for 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
Yes. Then this one up in the tree reveals himself as he looses a crossbow bolt. This one is going at Scythe. Well, that's a 14 to hit, so don't worry about it. For his second attack, he'll try again. That's a natural 20.
Stop it.
Scythe, you take 20 points of piercing damage from that crit.
Do you want to not be crit? Do you want to reroll? Would you
No,
like
I'm good.
that? Okay.
And lastly, the final combatant who has appeared, a small halfling of a man emerges from behind the crag cat. You see he's like running his hand on the side of the crag cat, and you hear him say, "Good girl." And then as he whips up around, he raises a pistol and fires. This one's a Griffix.
Pirates.
Music? Where did you go? Okay, it's still there. Griffix, does a 17 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, you take a little bit of damage as you get shot. That's 6 points of piercing damage. They like that number, apparently. And on that moment, if you all could please roll initiative. Wait, Scythe, I need to get you in the order. Okay? Everyone, please roll initiative. I will roll for Dahl.
Well, has the rapier warning, doesn't he? Someone has.
Oddly
Oh, I
enough-
had it. I
You
had
have
it.
You have
Yeah.
advantage.
You do have
Okay.
advantage. Also, the attack on you did not have advantage, so it missed. Because you
Oh.
were not surprised.
me
So
I'd be surprised
My-
till you have that. Yeah.
you heal back up 6.
Take that back.
His first roll was a 2, so.
Oh, should I roll my initiative again? just to see which one's higher.
Yes.
Do you have initiative? Or I'm sorry, do you have advantage on it? Because of
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead and roll it
Against
again.
the rapier. Do better than an 8.
Did it go? It didn't go. Why didn't you go?
It rolled. You rolled a 17. I will update you.
Way better.
Okay. Sometimes I don't see.
It's okay. We've got you in the order. All right. Scythe, you find yourself a crag cat clawing at you and trying to bite you. What do you do?
I'm gonna rage.
Fair.
So raging. And then since this cat is on top of me, I think I'm going to attack the cat.
A reasonable decision.
I'm gonna have to add the rage.
It's
'Cause I
2 to
don't-
whatever you hit. Whatever
Yeah.
your damage is.
Just damage? Yeah.
Yes. You do not get to add 2 to your roll. 18 hits.
Okay, damage.
You can, in the damage window that pops up, you can put a 2 in there for
I
unique
did.
modifiers. Okay,
Yep.
so 10 points of slashing damage.
That's my first attack. Am I grappled by this thing or anything? Or
No,
do I
you
still have
succeeded on
movement?
the strength save. It doesn't have anything on you.
Okay, I don't want to leave its range, but I want to move here.
You can do that.
And I'm gonna swing my glaive at the halfling.
Okay, go for it.
Because he... Fuck you.
Mhm.
Yes.
Reasonable response. That is an 18 to hit. That hits.
Okay. I'm gonna re-roll my damage with Savage Attacker
Okay.
because I just have to.
Sure, just roll a d10 again. Roll a d10 and we'll add 6 to it.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
better.
12 points of damage.
There we go. So that was action, movement, and bonus action. So that's
That's
my
your
turn.
turn. Okay. The crag cat goes. It's going to try and bring you to the ground, Scythe, so it's going to make that attack again.
I'm going to. Sorry, there is a thing I can. Never mind. Sorry.
Okay, that's a 22 to hit you, Scythe.
That'll hit.
Strength save?
Yeah, and I have advantage on that because I'm raging.
Can I
Dis-
do?
Hmm?
Sorry, cutting words is.
Cutting words reduces something. Is it the to hit or
To
is it
hit,
the damage?
or is
It's
it
the
the
to
damage?
hit. It's the to hit.
Attack roll, yeah. Or
Okay. What do you roll? Is it a
I
bardic
believe you roll
inspiration?
your.
The bardic die.
Yeah, you roll your inspiration die. Yeah.
Okay.
when you support inspiration, okay. A 1d8.
Oh.
No.
Unfortunately, the crag cat is a little too
That's
focused
not
to be
care.
distracted. Yeah, the DC in the strength save is 13. You crushed it. You take 9 points of slashing damage from the claw. You are not brought to the ground. Furious that its attempts are lacking, it will just try to
I
bite
have,
you.
I get resistance.
Yeah, you take half.
Okay, so
And then it rolled a 9 to hit you with the bite, so you just have an angry cat just on your face. And it's not super effective. Spring, you're up. Graphics are
the
on deck.
crag-
Graphics are on deck.
The crag cat looks like it's back here to me. Is it actually up
You're
near
gonna
where
have
Scythe
to
is?
have to
reload.
Okay.
Yeah, F5.
That's gonna take a second, but I think this will hit all three, even if that happens. Spring is gonna be like, well, this won't do, and is gonna fire her fairy fire cannon at doesn't hit Scythe.
Okay, so Fairy Fire is a 20-foot cube.
The cube.
One moment while I place the template. We can figure out who you hit. Okay, so you can hit the crag cat, this individual, and the pirate-looking fellow, or the crag cat, the halfling, and the same pirate-looking
I
fellow.
think let's do that. Let's do that because we got more people in melee with those folks. So that's the range. That's the area. So I need dex saves from everybody. 17 is my DC.
Okay. One moment, please. Dex save from him. DC 17, you said?
17. Yep.
Okay, the halfling succeeded. The pirate-looking fellow failed, and the crag cat failed.
Great. I would love it. The Spring would love this for this not to be like pinkish purple, but I think it seems like it's a little bit more purpley. It's kind of inspired by she caught the polish on Side's nails, and so it's a little more purpley than usual.
Okay.
But those two are glowing, and she's going to bonus action defensive field, and that's my turn.
All right. Then we go to the next turn. Whoa. Griffix, what you doing?
Having a ball?
You've drawn a large circle. It is your turn.
Yes.
Is this a fireball? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes.
Oh God.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, Gria.
Fireball hits.
No, if you don't mind burned trees.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Did I with it like this? Can I get that guy at the top and the guy at the bottom?
With it like this, yes, you can. The only one who won't get hit is this fellow.
All right. So I hit the target. First I do the spell. How do I make the thing show up in the chat? Oh, it's doing it. Ooh, that's
your fireball. That is where the forest is now aflame.
It's...
I just need to close this to target them. Do I actually have to target them?
You do not. Just roll damage, and we will handle the saving throws.
Oh, nice.
DC 16. Okay, the halfling succeeded. Which means he takes nothing. The pirate failed. The armored fellow succeeded.
I want the cat to live.
The crag cat failed.
No.
It's because you said that.
It's Big Eve.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your damage,
Big Angie Eve.
which I believe is 8d6.
Yep.
Real
26
small Eve
points
is
of fire
sleeping.
damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy takes 26. This guy takes 18. Nope, I can do math. 13. The crag cat vanishes in a cloud of mist.
Mist cat.
And is no longer part of the initiative. As soon as it vanishes, the halfling, which was diving out of the way of Fireball, looks up and says, "Blast you!" And that's what happens.
No, blast you.
This portion of the forest is now on fire. Anything in that...
Oh my
Sir.
goodness.
Sir, please. Sir!
I got a little excited there. I don't know what happened. I wanted to move my character.
Two fireballs.
I do have the twin feet, but I don't think it works that way.
Not really.
Yeah, and I'm just moving up a bit, and I'm going to call it a turn.
Okay, anything in that radius at the beginning of their turn catches fire.
Oh, that's how it works. I'm gonna
It's
I'm
a
gonna
flammable
open
Ria's
up
not
my
going to be
little
happy with
place.
us. We've set her forth on fire.
Okay,
Just a little
this
bit.
guy right here in the bottom, I'm gonna also shove him into the fire farther.
This fellow. Okay, so you'd have to. You can move through Doll's square. He's not going to get in your way.
Oh, it's a telekinetic push.
Oh. Okay, sure. Sorry, excuse me for not knowing you could just do that. All right, what's the
My
save?
bad.
there a save?
Saving throw DC 16.
Is it a strength save?
Yes, strength save.
Okay. This guy is stronger than the other guys, but he rolled an 8 for a 10. So you move him 5 feet?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Suddenly he's just, ugh, as he's thrown back, and he looks extremely confused, but that's not really his concern, as suddenly flames are licking up his legs. Okay. Anything else in your turn, Griffiths?
That was even my bonus action. I think I've got it all covered.
Okay, so now it is this piratey fellow's turn. He's now on fire. Are you telling me Foundry does not have... Oh, it does. Okay, so he's going to take 1d6 fire damage every turn until he puts himself out. He takes 4 points of fire damage. He's going to run out of the flame. He's currently fairy fired. He doesn't like that. Spring, he knows that you did that because you threw a thing, so he's going to shoot you.
Is your fancy armor magic?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
That's a 19 hit.
Does not hit me. 21.
Okay, he reloads and fires again. That's a 24 to hit.
Damn it.
Okay, that does hit me. I keep forgetting that I have heavy armor master, so whatever this is -3 because it's piercing.
Sure. That's good. You take 11 points of piercing damage.
My 11 -3 or 11 total.
11 total. You have to subtract it yourself. I'm not going to do that for you.
Fair. That's super fair.
But is Fairy Fire concentration?
It is. I will make a save.
DC's 10.
17.
Yep, you remain concentrating. And that's the smuggler's entire turn. It's now the smuggler's turn. He's going to catch fire, whether he likes it or not. We roll fire damage. Okay. And then he will run, he will run out of the fire, up into melee. He's going to make 2 attacks. He's going to make one at Ken, and one at Doll.
Ken Doll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ken, does a 16 hit you?
Yes.
Okay, you are bonked. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And then it swings at Doll. And he rolls a natural 1. His mace flies out of his hand. That's his turn. He looks distressed as it bounces across the grass over here. Ken, it's your turn.
Yes. Hi. Hello. I am. Ken is gonna turn to the guy still in the fire.
The halfling
And
is just on the edge, yeah?
Yeah. He is gonna play a little ditty about Jack and Diane.
Nice.
And cast hideous laughter.
Okay.
To make him fall prone in the fire.
Yeah.
That's
What a
What?
horrible
Terrible.
thing to do to someone. Okay.
Horrifying.
Wisdom save?
Yep.
Ed's got a dark side. Dark K.
He rolled a 13.
It does not save. He falls prone.
Okay. This is a dark reality we're witnessing here. Okay. It's
He
kind
does
of
get-
half laughter or half screams. As he's,
At the end of his
in
turn,
flight.
and each time he takes damage, so he will get 2 opportunities next time to
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right.
try to get back up.
Sure. You do that to that man. Anything else on your turn?
Wow, you're making me sound mean. Um,
Okay.
That's it.
All right. It's now Doll's turn. Doll says something very smooth and will shift behind that individual and stab with a flame tongue rapier. with advantage because of flanking. And he hits with an 18. Make sure. Okay, yes. This is going to be a lot of damage because of flame tongue. Yeah, this thug just suddenly slumps over.
Oh, shit.
Rogue. Then Doll is going to run to these trees and bonus action hide.
Oh, I forgot that I could do that as a bonus action. Sorry.
You are not a rogue.
Oh.
A-
Okay.
You know, that's how it goes. Okay. Doll rolled a 22 on stealth. No one knows where he is.
Oops.
Sylvie, it's your turn.
Sylvie looks at the flaming trees in front of her, just like, oh, Gria's gonna be pissed. Shit. Oh, fuck. Okay, she's gonna run 20 feet this way. And she is going to cast Gust of Wind, which makes a line of strong wind 60 feet long and 10 feet wide.
Wait, Sylvie.
Before
Roll-
you do that...
Roll me
What?
an intelligence check.
Oh, is that gonna make it worse?
It will make it so much worse.
It says it extinguishes flame.
It will extinguish small amounts of flame.
It says the gust disperses gas or vapor and extinguishes candles, torches, and similar unprotected flames in the area. It doesn't say small flames.
Candles or torches,
Torches.
or similar
you-
flames.
Are you
You
familiar
know
with
what
the
it-
concept of a
Is it
billow?
fan- what the concept
Uh,
of fan the flames means?
Sylvie needs to make an intelligence check.
Yeah.
DC
Save?
10 intelligence check.
Guys, I have a -1.
You need to roll an 11 or better.
I
on
rolled
the
a
die.
natural 19 for an 18. Damn,
You
that
think
was
about
gonna be
this
so
and you
cool.
realize, oh, this is
Oh,
how forest fires
shit.
start.
This is a forest fire. Oh, shit. Okay, I was thinking about that this whole time. Hold on, now I have to rethink my entire turn.
It's okay. Take a minute.
Instead
So
of,
you did very
burning
hard.
this entire island down. You know what? I'm just gonna... So she goes and she's like, no, shit. Oh, no, that would be worse. And then she's gonna use the rest of... God damn it. The rest of her movement, which is 10 feet, to go to this guy and just do what she does best, which is just smack somebody.
With advantage.
Because he's
You have
very
advantage.
fired.
Yes.
First attack. 25 to hit.
Yeah, you hit.
How about does he look?
Just above half.
I'll toss a smite onto that.
Okay.
How much is a smite? Is it 2d8
2d8.
for first level? Yeah, I'll do that. So the damage is 10 plus 2d8 for a smite. 15.
25 points of
Bam,
damage.
bam. Almost max damage.
Well,
on the
he
smite.
was looking just above half. Now he's looking critically injured.
Second attack.
Mhm.
At advantage because of fairy fire. 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
I won't do a smite on this one. Nice. 12 damage.
He's dead.
You're the reason Gria's gonna be mad at us, she shouts.
Oh, no, he's laughing. Okay. From the far side of the fight, you hear, "We knew you were in league with that wretch." That's
Fuck you.
what happens. Okay. This guy is going to pull his friend out of the fire.
If they both live, they're gonna call him Giggles for a long time.
He's still laughing. Then this individual... What is he going to do?
My glaive
Oh.
has a 10-foot reach.
It was
For attack from
forced
opportunity.
movement? Oh, you cheeky fuck.
I
Yeah.
mean the guy who's doing the pulling.
You could hit him, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You cheeky fuck. I forgot I have 10-foot reach too. Oopsie doo.
This is why I have a glaive, is because I love being a dick. About range.
AC.
Oh, but I rolled shit.
Oh, well, his AC's 18.
Yeah.
I'm
Nope.
afraid that doesn't.
Nope. It's fine. It was
Okay.
worth a shot.
That's his turn. He pulls his ally out of the fire. It's now his ally's turn, who's laughing. He did not start his turn in the fire, so he will have to make the save at the end of his turn, which he spends laughing. His friend's like screaming at him, "Get up, you blasted fool!" And he's just chuckling. He rolled a 3. He's still laughing. Okay. Scythe, it's your turn.
Now Scythe is gonna do this. And she's gonna swing her glaive at this guy.
Okay.
Who she just missed.
This fella? Yeah. AC's 18.
Oops,
Go for it.
that's the wrong thing. Sorry, 1 second.
Take your time.
I almost accidentally rolled my rifle instead.
No worries. The forest is burning. Take your time.
Griffix, turn it off.
I don't think he can turn it off.
18.
Hey.
You hit.
On the dot. Okay, so here is my damage.
You rolled maximum damage for 16.
I did.
Okay.
And second attack. Dang it. Nope.
Nope, doesn't it?
That's okay. It's okay. I will just be here in his grill.
Sure. He will reaction, because you missed, hit you in the face. Or try. That's a natural 20.
I'm gonna use my inspiration and have you re-roll that.
Okay. That becomes a 15.
I'm gonna use Bardic Inspiration before I find out.
15 does not hit me.
Okay, Bardic Inspiration for what?
I already called that I was gonna do it because I can only do the Bardic Inspiration before I know what's gonna happen. Cutting words is basically what I was doing, so
Okay.
Oh, I'm
it
sorry.
doesn't matter. He misses more.
Yes. He's, like, as he's swinging at you, it was already going high, and then you say that, and, like, he's like, what? And it goes even higher over Side's head, not even close. Okay, that's his turn, which was a sad turn. Spring.
Spring is gonna run up and swing at this guy on the ground that's prone. So advantage.
Yes.
Also, anybody making a melee attack within 5 feet of me while I'm raging gets advantage.
Hell yeah.
I mean, my allies, not anybody. You know what I meant.
Oh,
Oh, buddy.
that's
But it's
annoying.
advantage.
You have advantage.
That's better.
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's a lot better.
Thunder Gauntlets, 8 points of thunder damage.
8 points of damage. He's dead.
Now I'll China nose here.
You, like, run up to him, run down, and just boom, right in the face, and he's just
He was sitting there
no
laughing.
longer laughing. Yes.
Let's see. I don't have enough movement to make my second attack on anything important.
You could kick the body.
Yeah, okay.
You don't.
I don't
Is
think
everyone
there's,
dead?
I don't think there's anything
no.
I can do. There's one other dude. Yeah, I'm gonna look at Griffix and be like, do you have something to stop this fire, maybe? Please?
I'm not concentrating on it. It's just happening. It rained last night. I thought everything was wet.
Maybe I could put out the flames one at a time on each branch. I'll try.
We both have mold earth. Maybe we can.
Yeah,
smother
that's
it?
what I was gonna do.
There still
okay.
is an enemy here.
Yeah.
Everyone's
My turn is
trashing. He's like,
My turn is done.
Griffix, you're up.
Shit.
Ken's on deck.
So I run here. I use mold earth on the dirt I'm standing on to try and move a tidal wave of dirt to just like block out a 5-foot chunk of right in front of me that's on fire.
You can smother 5 foot of it, yeah.
Oh god, I hope it doesn't spread faster than we can put it out.
Okay. So I smolder one chunk that's right here, and I throw my water skin at the square right above me. How do you guys do that marker thing?
Hold click.
Hold click. Thank you. Yes, right there.
Okay, so here and here is where you've managed to extinguish flame. All right.
And I was going in there, and I'm planning on like the first time I take damage using use absorb elements to try and suck the fire out of out that way also.
Okay, you can hold that until your next turn, which is when you would take that damage. So go ahead and place yourself where you're going to do it.
I already did. Somebody
this
was like,
is
"No,
where
you're going
you-
to be in the fire." Yeah,
Okay, so where did you mold earth to cover?
where I'm standing.
Okay, so if you mold earth to cover where you're standing, there is no fire where you're standing. So you will not take damage where you're standing.
You need to go further into the flames.
Yeah, I think I'm that. That's all I'm doing this turn. So I probably won't be using absorb
Got it.
fire. I didn't know exactly how it was going to go or how well it was going to work.
Understood. All right. Ken.
Yeah, Ken is gonna. Can he use prestidigitation to snuff a campfire with the fire?
I'm going to say Ken is aware. This is a little beyond the means of Presti.
Damn.
That's a really big campfire, Ken.
But like one branch, he could do one branch at a time.
A little beyond the means of Presti, I'm afraid.
Damn. Okay, fine. He'll fire a crossbow at the guy.
Okay.
We do that.
DC AC is 18. Go ahead and roll your that. Won't do it.
Oh.
The bolt just right over his shoulder. Anything else in your turn?
Yeah. No, that's it.
Okay. It's now Dahl's turn, who reveals himself from hiding with an attack. Actually, he's just going to run up and stab him.
He'll have advantage because he's next to me.
He has advantage from so many things.
Well, fine.
He hits him with
I
a
like
22.
My wolf thing, okay?
It's fair.
Your wolf
it's
thing
fair.
is great. Your wolf thing has been so useful so many times.
Yeah, it's great. He hits with a 22, so that is plus sneak attack. 24 points of damage.
God damn,
And
doll.
he's killed.
Oh,
Rogue. Okay, as we end initiative in the combat,
we have a problem.
there is a fire that is slowly spreading from a
Can I
fireball.
use my bedroll as a fire blanket and throw myself into the fire?
A bedroll is flammable.
No. Okay.
Too much
Well,
fire. If
It
was
might
like a
you might be
small
able to
fire.
smother. You'd be able to smother 2 5-foot squares.
That was my thought, is that I would like take the bedroll and then like fling myself and like smash the fire.
I will say there is a 20% chance of your bedroll catching fire.
That's fine.
Roll me a d20. On a 5 or below, it catches fire. Okay, your bedroll does not catch fire, and you manage to extinguish. Where do you do this?
So like here, like these two.
Okay. Hold on. Let me go ahead and... Yeah. That's what you extinguish.
Okay.
I'll say that was your action.
Yeah, that was
We're-
my thought.
I'm going to have you guys roll initiative again for dealing with this fire.
Oh boy.
Hold on.
I'm gonna roll so bad though.
Probably.
I had such a good initiative roll before too.
Well, hold on. Let me update. Spring, you rolled before I had your thing in the thing. So here we go.
Sorry.
Here we go.
Scythe. Where the hell is Ken?
Where did I go?
Dude, where's my Ken?
Oh, I feel like
rolled
I've
really well.
lost people. Okay, Griffix, go ahead and roll your initiative.
Get some more tea.
I have to pee. I'll be right back.
Take your time. Griffix, roll initiative. Okay.
Unfortunately, Ken isn't disposed. It is also the first person in initiative.
We're going after Scythe because Scythe did the first thing. Griffix, what are you doing?
Sorry, I jumped the gun.
It's okay. You just decided the order.
Going to use mold earth again, and also and move forward with it to this spot here.
Okay. You smother that block of the flame.
That was my action. That was my move.
You have 25 more feet of movement in a bonus action if you'd like.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do with my bonus action. Can I use that to pull out my bedroll and just try and swat out more fire also?
I'll say you can use your bonus action to pull your bedroll out of your pack to use next turn.
Okay.
Spring, what have you got?
Okay. Spring is smarter than me. Can I do like an intelligence check to see if there's something that I don't have anything with spells. Can I do an intelligence check to kind of figure out what might be the best move here?
Roll intelligence.
Roll
intelligence.
18.
18. With an 18 that any spell or magical effect that might limit the amount of air in the area, like a smoke or a fog cloud or anything like that, would probably help extinguish this very quickly.
Share that information.
Yeah, she's gonna do that. She's gonna yell, smoke, fog cloud, anything water-based. I don't have anything like that today. I can do some mold earth, and that's about it. But
What
help,
about
what
noxious gas?
That might make it explode.
That might make it explode. Let's not do that.
What else on your
Just
turn, Spring?
20 okay, that was so I'm gonna mold earth. I'm gonna do the same thing that Griffiths is doing because I still have mold earth.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of go outside the flame.
Okay, you just stepped right into the fire. So here.
I'm sorry, that was right here. No, right here. And I'm
That's
gonna.
still on the fire.
Can I do? Here, I'm here. I'm like over here.
What are you doing?
Can
Where are you?
Can I hit two? Can I hit two squares with mold earth or just one?
Only one. It's a 5-foot cube.
Only one. Okay, this.
Okay.
That square.
No, so.
You extinguish that one.
And just one dumbass idea. I have a repulsion shield that like knocks people back 15 feet. Would that be enough? Would that like be too much airflow and fan it, or could that stop some oxygen briefly?
It might, but not enough to affect the fire.
Okay, fair. All right, that's all I'll do then.
Ken.
Ken is actually going to find an animal, hopefully, that he can see, and he is gonna send a message to Gria.
Sorry.
Please come.
Can
We did not mean to do this.
we just blame the other guys?
Yeah, blame the pirates.
Oh yeah.
The pirates
Please
set fire to
come.
your forest.
There were pirates. They
Come on,
caused
Unless she's
fire.
been
Denise,
watching
I'm
this whole
counting on you.
Yeah. Can we can he do that? Send a messenger?
Do you have Animal Messenger?
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Okay. Cool. That is what he's gonna do.
Okay, specifically, what is the message you're sending to Gria?
I have how many words?
Although I'm worried if she's seen this all go down and we
No,
lie to her.
don't worry,
it's
don't
not gonna
worry.
go great.
I'm gonna do a thing. One, two, three, four, five.
All right. Well, you sort out that message. I'm gonna push on to Sylvie's turn.
Yeah.
Sylvie, what are you doing?
I cast fog cloud.
Okay.
I just had to wait my turn, right in the fucking middle,
How
getting
big
as
is
much
fog
of it as
cloud?
possible. It's a 20-foot radius sphere of fog.
20-foot radius, you say?
It's as big as a fireball, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
My Triton shit is coming in really handy this session.
Okay, do me a favor. Hold on a minute. It should give you an option to place the template
Where?
in the chat bar.
No.
If you click cast spell, it doesn't give you that option.
I use D&D Beyond.
Okay, never mind. Then let me try and I'll just build it for you real quick. All right. All right. So in this case, Sylvie, I need you to roll me a spellcasting check.
Okay.
It is you versus the fireball. So
Me
you have to
versus
beat a
Griffith?
DC 16.
I hit 16. Meets it, beats it.
Meets it, beats it.
Ah.
As the fog cloud suddenly just over the entire fireball, you watch as the flames are. It's like the fog cloud is getting sucked into the fire as the flames are trying to pull oxygen out of the air, and the flames are rapidly dwindling and diminishing as the moisture from the fog cloud basically smothers it. And as that happens, it's as though the fire is suddenly squashed by an enormous wet blanket. And the flames go out beneath the fog cloud.
That's what we needed. Good job, Sylvie.
Yes.
Thanks.
We can end initiative.
Griffix.
She's gonna march up to
Oh.
Griffix. What the fuck were you thinking casting a fireball in a forest?
I
Yeah,
thought
cat.
everything was waterlogged. Yes, sorry, cat.
It's a forest!
You can
Let's
shout
not
at
point-
him, but
let's
you were
not
cutting
point
down
blame.
trees. So...
Yeah, let's not point blame. Hold on. He
I didn't
tried
cut
his
down
best.
whole trees. I didn't cut down whole trees. I made a couple of dowels. I didn't set anything on fire.
We were attacked by people. Like, it's not our fault. Don't worry. It's not our fault.
Search the
We
bodies.
don't need to turn against each other.
I made a mistake. I won't do it again.
It's okay. It's okay. Happens to the best of us. I did send a message to Gria, so
I think that's for the best. I think she needs to hear it from us before she just
Yeah.
walks by and sees a whole patch of. How bad is the damage, Echo?
So the fireball had been cooking for about 30 seconds. Most of what's burnt is the surface growth and the fallen branches and leaves that were on the ground. You see that on some of the nearby trees, some of the branches and leaves are singed, but the fire was not there long enough to truly destroy anything.
Okay. What did you say? You said you sent a message, Ken?
I did. Yeah, I
What-
just let her know that there was a fire in the forest and that we ran into some bad humans.
I think honesty is the best policy here.
All I
need-
said was that there's a fire in the forest.
I need
That's
everybody to roll me perception.
Come on, Zoe. 8. Fucking 8.
What am I even doing here?
Okay,
Terrible rolls, guys. Good hustle.
don't worry about it. As all of you, the fog
Griffix
cloud
is
is
literally the highest perception roll. So
Yeah,
that's
you
how
did it,
we're doing.
Griffix. This
Yes.
is character growth.
it is eerily
Don't worry, I
quiet.
see nothing.
Yep, there's nothing to see. With a 13, I mean, you see the aftermath of the battle.
I'd like to start looting the bodies. Just like
Yeah, I
everybody
would.
running
I
around
want
looting.
to see. I want to see if there's any copper mask stuff on these guys.
Okay, roll investigation.
Shit.
14.
With a 14, you find 2 pistols. One of them is ruined. You find it's like a white marble totem in the shape of a cat. You find about 40 gold worth of coin. What do you know about the copper mask, Spring? Roll me history.
Roll me history. Yeah, I'll roll history. 15.
With a 15, you know enough that as you're looking through the coinage, you find 2 coppers. Each of them look just like any other copper that you might find, except they have scratched into them the shape of a mask.
Definitely copper mask. Smugglers here for whatever reason.
Smuggling, probably.
Yeah. They're probably protecting their take or whatever. She'll distribute the gold.
How much was it?
Just
40.
Divided by 6 is 8? Nope, 5.
It's 6 and a bit.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, 6.6.
I don't fucking know nothing.
Size to tell Spring. Take mine.
Really?
Mm.
Thanks.
As all of you search the bodies, come up with the few things there are to be had. Just as we're... Yes, Sylvie, what is
I
it?
just want to say Sylvie isn't looking through the bodies. She actually goes to the epicenter of the damage that they caused. And she'll take out... She's got, like, 3 pearls that she uses for religious purposes. Like, handing them to people she hopes will convert.
Okay.
And she'll put one right in the middle of the bomb and kind of look out into the forest. And she'll just say, we're sorry about this. This thing right here that I'm holding is one of the most important things I have. I'm sorry. And just place it right there and go back to the group.
Okay. It's almost as if punctuation. As when Sylvie returns, and just before the end of the session, all of you hear, echoing over the treetops, the roar of a creature. And that's where we're in tonight's session.
Fuck.
Oh, no.
Well, we do have more bodies to feed the crabs, at least.
Yay! Gotta keep my army fed.
Way to look on the bright side, Meg.
Always look on the bright side.
Also, just to be clear, a Brench, like, I'm not mad at you. Scythe is a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say Scythe is a bitch?
Spring.
What?
You said Scythe is a bitch.
Scythe? Oh, god damn it. I'm sorry. Scythe is not a bitch. Spring is
No,
a bitch.
Scythe is also kind of a bitch, so don't worry about it.
They're
Scythe
bitches
is
in
a
different
cinnamon
ways.
roll. What are you fucking talking about?
Spring is a bitch. Sorry. I get them wrong too. S names. God damn it.
There's a lot of S's in this group.
Right.
Well, as we come to the end of the session. Yes, all of you change your names to C names.
Specific.
Thank you all for playing with me. Before we go any farther, we must of course deal with the player's vote for inspiration. So we're going to start alphabetically at the top. Brinch, who did something that you liked and why?
Bard's choice of music. A little ditty about Jack and Diane, green sleeves.
Very good.
Good choices.
Okay. Let's vote for Ken. Okay. Next is Jem.
I'm actually gonna do Branch because all of the mold earth was amazing. And then also the fireball in the middle of the forest was great. I'm sorry, it was.
That was a choice.
It was a great
It was a choice.
It gave us more to do.
Oh, yeah. That's what we need.
We're not shipwrecked on an island or anything.
Oh.
Nothing really else going on.
Okay. Next, Pen.
I want to honorable mention Griffith's clutch mold earth because I've never seen someone wring out the utility of a single cantrip quite like that. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Even in the fire, it worked. But I kind of want to give it to Ken because of this. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but like the whole make the guy laugh and fall into the flames so he can't extract himself from that. I don't know. Was that like a dark look
It
at like
was definitely a dark thing.
like the Ken's capacity for like some pretty choice choices?
Prince of Darkness.
You made
Yeah, that was
the other guy
interesting.
spend his turn to try and get the guy out of the fire because he's like, I'm not gonna
It
let
was
my
a
friend
very
burn.
strategic move.
Sylvia was just like, oh my god.
Well done.
Jesus.
Okay. Next, remembered Orison.
We gotta shout out. We gotta shout out Sylvie's crab army. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit, the crab art. Like, and the fact I think okay, so I love the crab army, but the choice that I'm actually giving the inspiration to here is calling the bag a soft shell. Like
Very
she
clever.
got so into the crab lingo that she was like, yeah, you'll know what I mean by this. It was adorable. It was so cute.
And they did. I got your
Well,
soft shell back, Spring.
I will also say that like Spring was kind of calling the crabs adorable. She was really calling Sylvie.
Love it.
Sylvie, all right.
Not that that was clear, but you know, Spring's a bitch.
I mean,
Oh, I got that.
Sylvie is like, whatever.
All right.
I ship it.
Sal.
Hi. I'm going to vote for Brinch for the inspiration this week because I really liked how much you leaned into your shitty perception dice. So when we were on watch, you came up with a really good explanation for what you were in character doing and the reason why Griffix was so distracted that actually made sense. That wasn't just, well, my dice were bad, I guess I just ate shit for some reason. Like, you came up with a justification, and it was a thing that made sense, and it was fun. And so, good job.
If my character's being a jackass, I might as well roll with it.
Well done, everybody. Our votes: 2 for Ken, 2 for Griffix, 1 for Sylvie. Ken and Griffix, you both earn an inspiration point via the player's vote this session.
Yay.
Make a note of that. To everyone who's watching at home or at work, hi, Pen.
Hi, Pen.
We love you all, and we cannot wait to see you next time. I'm having a great time. It's going to be a little while before our next one, so
Oh,
sorry.
man.
We'll see what
It's
happens.
always fun.
Yes.
Oh man, don't know.
Until then, I hope you all have a good time, and I can't wait to see you again. Good night.
Good night.